Welcome, folks, to the latest episode of Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons. We have a full cast with us this month. Everyone is here. Everyone that has moved and set themselves up. You guys, Ryan and Naomi, they are now in Scotland. They are over
really cool.
across the water. So we are now an international RPG podcast.
Into fucking national.
Yeah, it's further than most of us have traveled in 2 years. So it's international.
It's not even in Europe anymore.
Yeah.
That's true.
Too soon.
Yeah.
Chill, too soon.
Listen, it's not my fault they did it.
Isn't it, Jill? Isn't it?
I know, Jill.
Isn't it in a way?
Quick to the internet.
Yeah. So we are here again recording the 15th episode of Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons.
10 episodes.
And we have been doing this now for nearly 2 years.
Wow.
I think it was May 2019 when we started our campaign, and through trials and tribulations, we are now 15 episodes in, and we will continue. And we'll just do a quick recap. Well, first we're going to say we have our giveaways for this month's episode, thanks to Dublin City Comics. We will be giving away this copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. And then following that, for this month's giveaway, we have a copy of the Candlekeep Mysteries, which is a fantastic book filled with mini adventures from multiple levels of characters.
Did Enid Blyton write it?
Enid Blyton, I tell you, I would play the balls out of a D&D session written by Enid Blyton. That would be amazing.
Okay, I volunteer to be the girl who's constantly told to stop being such a girl about things.
Sure, sure.
Ryan, you can play the internalized misogyny. And I'll play the external
I'll
misogyny.
just be the fairy she puts in to spruce things up a bit and make it child friendly.
I'm not really sure what to take.
Oh, very good. So who's going to be called Fatty? Because we need somebody called Fatty at all times.
Well, that's my second name.
Just everyone's lobbying to be Fatty. Calm down, people. Just relax.
With an E, then that's my name. So I'll
okay. Oh, come on. Right, that's we're gonna do a one. We'll do an Enid Blyton one shot at some point.
Oh my God! Please, famous.
We all fight for the name Fatty.
Can I be the incredibly unladylike girl as well, like George from the Famous Five? Who,
sure.
Like,
okay.
And then she gets complimented for not being a girl just over and again, lads. It's rough
You're
stuff.
not like other girls. Sorry, triggered.
I know.
This has gone down a rabbit hole.
Do you want to just stop and record again?
No.
Just gonna write down. Wayne's doing an Enid Blyton one shot, and we're moving on.
Most important thing.
That's a promise. Okay.
So, welcome to Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons. We are going to recap what went on in the last session. No, I'm not redoing this. That is staying in. That is going to be part of the episode. Ryan and Naomi's looks of just like, what the fuck is going on? It's just
Ryan's just a bit upset.
Yeah. Are you okay, Ryan?
Hug.
Is it what Kim said? Is that what it is? The misogynist?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was absolutely aimed at the ghost of Enid Blyton. And the reason I'm picking you is because I think you could play the shark in Jaws. That's why you were chosen for that role. But you could look.
I don't care for that guy.
Ryan, you can be Fatty if you want.
The shark in Jaws. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but he's not chill.
He's not chill. He's not. I think
he's pretty cold. I don't know.
I think if you watch Jaws backwards, he's very chill. He just spits out a couple of swimmers onto the beach and then swims away.
Saving everyone.
So,
Look, lads, I'm just waiting for the Maleficent Onceler redemption movie. It's going to be all about his habitat.
I will run a Onceler session where we all play different Tumblr versions of the Onceler, and you all have to get it on with each other.
I'll do
it.
I
have no idea what's happening right now.
Just nod and agree.
How many guitars do I have?
Leave it that way.
Okay. Silence.
After this session.
Okay, bring it back.
Look at the Onceler fandom.
Bring it back. Okay, now we need to get into this month's episode of Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons.
I've changed my character. It's the Onceler now.
Okay, the Onceler can come in. If Loran dies in this session, you can come back as the Onceler. Loran dies straight away, commits suicide, fucks himself off a cliff. Right. So, in the last session, the group made their way back to the ruins of Breshton, accompanied by Vestivus, who quickly took the
best of
form
us.
of a giant eagle and flew over the town. The rest of the group made their way down, had a bit of a problem with a hole that was outside of the town. Really, it got the best of them, and really did for some reason.
It took us
Will
all
you
out.
put up the hole's character sheet just as an insert into the video here?
Sure, I'll create a character stat on the homebrew section of D&D Beyond, and it will have its own set of stats and abilities and saving throws.
Well, that guy behind it all.
So they made their way into the town eventually, and both Codeine and Talazar snuck up and discovered that the whole town had been overrun by these zombified crystalline humanoids that used to be the townsfolk. They seem to be controlled and were mining the town for this red crystalline these red crystals, and bringing them deeper into the town. They discovered that there were still survivors being held in cages. One of them was the wizard that they met before, Milune Grell, who was there with Carrots Johnson previously in Breshton. They freed her, and then Ogun cast, I think it was Thunderwave, or was it? Was it Thunderwave? Lightning.
Brought the lightning.
He brought the lightning down, which alerted everyone, and a fracas ensued with zombified townsfolk. They took out a large swath of them, about 20 in total, upon which then the imposing form of Dilyss Quaval landed in the town centre in front of them, followed shortly with him being side-smacked by the eagle form of Vestalis. And that is where we pick up this month's episode. The group are all lined up in different kind of parts. Norman is floating above. I forgot to mention as well. Yeah, I forgot to mention as well that the building and structure that the townsfolk were being herded into to be converted into these zombified creatures turned out to be a large, mostly buried crystalline spider that pulled itself up out of the ground and proceeded to try and march away from the center of the town.
I think large is an understatement as to how big this fucker is.
It's kaiju level. It's massive.
Every one of us made some move to go for the spider, and you're like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, you've no concept of how big this guy is. You're this big. You're this big.
Norman is floating up around one of its knee joints as the rest of the group are down after taking out a bunch of zombified townsfolk. Vestivus has kicked Dilyss Quaval into a pile of rubble, and rubble is sprayed everywhere. Dust clouds up as Vestivus stands there, his staff in his hand, looking around, surveying the carnage. The group all find themselves standing around and seeing what's happening as the rubble kind of shifts and moves. The zombified creatures in front of you that are all dead are just strewn about the place with different body parts and gore and broken up red crystal. The spider all of a sudden just and freezes and stops. It's like in mid-stride. It's our large crystalline appendages just bury itself into the ground, and it starts to kind of sway with movement. Norman, you're right next to one of the knee joints, and you kind of feel the arcane energy pulsing off this creature, and it's not making dizzy as such, but you are kind of holding yourself up there as you've cast fly on yourself and you're floating above the air, and you can look down.
I am inhaling.
You're inhaling heavily.
It's gonna be a good day.
You were all kind of, there's kind of a silence falls, and you can just hear the arcane hum coming off this giant creature as Vestivus starts to move towards, with the help of his large staff, starts to move towards the rubble pile. Norman, I want you to roll an Arcana check for me, please.
The 23, my man.
23. You can sense that there seems to be a shift in the energies within the large spider creature. And also with that higher roll, you can sense that something is happening down in that rubble pile as well. There's like a pulse, like a pulse of arcane energy that's kind of emanating outwards. And then as the spider is in unison with that, the spider is also... What are the rest of you doing at this point? You're all gathered together. Loran is kind of further away at the back because Loran kind of cast Thunderwave and then kind of fucked off away from the fray, standing a good 60 feet away from everyone else.
Are there any just like empty buildings that are like? So we're in a town, right? We're in Breshton.
The town is in ruins. There are kind of some empty buildings. There's also some buildings that have been covered in this crystalline structure, and there's small white crystal spiders that are skittering around them, kind of sewing the crystals together. But there are some ruins off. So where Loran is standing, he can see on both. He's kind of in the street on both his right and left. There are different buildings in different kind of levels of destruction. Some of them are still fully upright. Some of them are without their roofs. Some of the walls completely caved in. So there are places if you wish to go, you could go.
You know, like those picture articles you see online where it was like, oh, there was like a horrifying like, you know, earthquake or whatever, but the rooms are still set up like they were having breakfast.
Yes.
I want to find one like that.
Okay.
You're gonna go Pompeii or Titanic, like you're gonna go find somebody's breakfast in Pompeii.
I want you to, if you're actively looking for this, I need you to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, can do.
You're gonna find some old breakfast.
How old? Like, I'm pretty hungry.
While Loran is doing that,
It's a
Wayne.
nat 20, my guy.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
You are forgetting about that. You're trying to ignore the spider, and you just basically start to scan these buildings around you, and you automatically lock on to a kind of what looks like what used to be a small cafe off to the left-hand side, tucked in between two larger buildings. And because the two larger buildings took the brunt of the destruction, the cafe seems to be pretty much intact. Part of the roof is kind of caved slightly, but the doorway is busted open, and you make your way inside. And given that it's been a fair few months since this has happened, you're talking at least 8-9 months since the destruction of Breshton. There are an array of foodstuffs scattered around this cafe as you step in. There's dust. There's a kind of like a heavy layer of dust over all of the furniture. There is a countertop with an old schooly type till that's sitting there, that's tipped on one side, and there's a cabinet, like a display cabinet with old moldy foods and pastries all inside it. And then at the back, with that higher roll with a natural 20, as you kind of look around and investigate, you do find that at the back there is a cooler, like a kind of a walk-in fridge that seems to be still intact because its heavy cast iron door has protected it from it, but it does seem to be closed over.
Okay.
So you've moved into that space away. You've now moved another 30 to 40 feet away from everyone else, and you're inside this building.
So I'm in the walk-in, and there are frozen pastries.
There's a freezer with a door.
I'm not in the freezer yet.
You're not in the freezer yet. You've moved in. If you want to go investigate the freezer, you can.
Yeah, I would like this.
Okay. You go over and you go to pull. You're going to try and open the door. You're going to try and open the. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, you move over, and the kind of just in those kind of large locker freezers that they have in meat factories, where you have the big handle. This one is like a big wrought iron kind of handle with a twirl on the end, and it has a peg driven through it, like the peg that keeps it closed. So you pop the peg and go to read, and it's slightly stuck. I need you to roll a strength check for me, please.
Oh, my Twinkie arms can't handle this.
Yeah.
Let me see. Strength.
Break the peg, Dave.
Not great. Yeah, that's gonna be a 2.
A 2. It's
minus
not
1, so it's gonna be a 1.
Wow.
Oh dear.
Loran tries to just pull at this door, and it just seems to be fused in place. You're kind of like, and you hear a bit of a creak, and it doesn't seem to want to budge for now.
It's metal.
It's metal, yeah.
Great. I use pyrotechnics to melt it.
Pyrotechnics. You're going to cast pyrotechnics on it to melt it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a door, so it's fine, but just roll to hit it. Just is it just an automatic, or do you have to roll to hit?
I am going to check that now.
You see, I have your spells here.
Pyrotechnics is. I mean, can the door beat a saving throw?
No, it's a Constitution saving throw. So you're going to hit it. So roll for damage there.
All right, so that is. I don't even know what damage is on.
Ron, you're gonna damage the frozen goods.
No, I'm
You
just
know,
gonna.
you know what it said? Pyrotechnics just blinds creatures.
Choose an area of non-magical flame. So it is a flame.
It is a flame, but
Wow.
it like so that it says the target explodes with a dazzling display of colors. Each creature. Okay, the target can explode. Okay, yeah. Roll damage. Roll me a d20 and add your spell modifier to it. Spell casting modifier.
Where is my spell modifier?
Be your charisma stat.
Yeah. So your
Great.
spell modifier is +4.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Wow.
Loran, you just stand back.
Because like, fuck this.
You just stand back and you kind of twist your hands really quickly, like your stomach is grumbling and you're just looking for food, and you just the shower of sparks just shoot out and strike the door in its dead center at the lock, and it just and the door rocks back off its hinges and falls to one side, and kind of frozen ice steam starts to kind of roll out and envelop you as the door, the handle of the door is just continuing to melt and burn into it as a large hole burns through the metal. So yeah.
I load up on pastries.
Yeah, you when you go in and in the locker, in the freezer, you do see like frozen meats, and there's a few uncooked pastries that are frozen in bags, but there's nothing cooked
the uncooked
per se.
ones.
The uncooked ones, grand. So you take a large bag of the uncooked pastries. And you can see they're like kind of like these uncooked danishes that are just kind of all packed together,
Nice.
pan of chocolate, but they're not cooked. They're frozen dough at this point. Okay,
So
so
accomplished. Honestly, we can head home.
Yeah, like I'm good.
okay, what are the rest of you doing at this point while Iran is hunting for pastries?
I was just going to say.
One sec,
where's-
Talazar, you jump in and then Cody.
Sorry. Okay. Where's Deval?
Deval got knocked into a pile of rubble by Vestivus. He literally flew in and eagle kicked him literally into a large pile of rubble, and the rubble covered him, and you just see that the rubble is starting to move and shift as he seems to be trying to pick himself out of it.
So all I want to do then is just run and stand guard beside Festivus about 20 feet away. Just ready
Cool,
for
yeah.
anything
You
then.
Naruto runs straight up beside Vestivus, who's like starting to stride towards the shifting pile of rubble, and Talazar just runs up beside him, staff out, ready himself. Codeine, what are you doing?
Okay. I wanted to I want to start some shit with Dilyss Quaval, but I want to ask both. It's good that Talazar went over there because I want to yell to Talazar and Vestivus. What can we do to him, and what do we want from him? Because I don't want to slice and dice him if we need him.
Vestivus kind of turns like, we must incapacitate him first, and we must take him out and knock him unconscious or something. He is too dangerous to be kept awake or alive. If we must kill him, we must. It will end all of this if he dies.
Okay, I'm gonna dash over towards him
Okay.
to the rubble pile if I can.
Okay. Aratir, what are you doing?
Raging still and berserking.
Yeah.
Like she is so angry.
So we were still in initiative has ended at this point. I know we
Yeah,
were
yeah.
in mid, so initiative has ended at this point. So you at that point you were raging, you were in berserk, but the fight is over as far as you're aware for now. Because all the zombies around you that you were fighting are gone.
They're gone,
dead.
yeah. So I am gonna lend a hand moving rubble because I am big and strong.
Okay, so you're gonna move up with the rest of the group as well.
Yeah, because Vestivus just said incapacitate, not kill. So
Yeah, you might say
she's
out of
figured
this
she's
one.
like, yeah, I'll just help move some rocks out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way up, and the group are starting to kind of surround this shifting pile of rubble. That seems that the bricks are starting to fall. And you can see the robed shape of Quaval is starting to pull itself out. Ogun, what are you and the Elbear doing?
I'm trying to keep the owlbear calm because it's
Say
like,
his name. It's Shelby.
I know. I wasn't building up to that. I know. I wrote it down to remember. Shelby. I'm trying to calm Shelby because he's slightly injured. Just keeping an eye around to make sure that nothing doesn't come out of the woodwork at us, and if it does, I'm going to call lightning.
Roll a perception check for me, see if there's anything else around.
No worries, and I can do it on D&D Beyond for once. Yay!
Yay! Wayne, I put a question for you in the chat if you wouldn't mind having a look.
Okay, I think he's conceded. Oh, hang on. Ah. Can you see that? It's a 7.
It's a 7. You look around, and as far as you're aware, everything seems okay, and everyone's just focused on Quaval at the moment. Sorry, Kim, I can see your question there. Seriously, what do I add? Proficiency modifier with a weapon?
Yeah, well, I was
attack,
trying to do
roll,
it on the sly.
It doesn't matter. We can save the stuff in the game. So are you using D&D
Okay.
Beyond? You are. So D&D Beyond does that for you. So if you're attacking with a particular weapon,
perfect.
you just click attack and it adds a proficiency for you. And then when you attack damage, it'll add any bonuses to damage as well. Okay, so
cool.
That's what everyone's doing at the moment. Norman, you're floating up. Is there anything you want to do at the moment now that kind of you see the group down below are starting to focus towards the rubble pile? Loran seems to have vanished off into a building, and you're just up there kind of surveying the land, and you see all this happen, but you can still sense that the spider-like entity is kind of just hovering. You're literally
getting
right
your
next
Zack Snyder Superman on right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna land on the pile of rubble.
On the pile of rubble.
Oh,
okay. You kind of maneuver yourself down, and just as a kind of a peak to the pile of rubble as Quaval has just been launched into the side of it, and you see the form starting to now rise up as you land down. But Talazar, you notice this pretty much straight away, and Norman, you sense it differently. So Talazar, you notice it from a basically seeing perspective, but Norman, you actually feel the change in the air as magic seems to pulse from this individual. As the form rises up, you see a 3-fingered talon hand, or kind of a bony purplish hand, grasp some of the rubble, and as it rises up, a large bulbous mottled head, and it turns, and you see the shifting face of what you thought was Dilyss Quaval turn into this tentacle mass, as this horrible looking squid featured creature pulls itself up, and standing before you all, you see a mind flayer.
I don't think this is the guy.
It kind of looks around and is like, and Norman, you can kind of hear a whispering kind of voice in the back of your head, as it mumbles something. The rest of you all look, as it seems to be looking around and looking up towards the Crystalline Spider. It kind of tries to judge the area and the large group that's now around it. What are the group doing at this point?
I'm going to come back at this point, not realizing everything that just went on.
Loran is starting to kind of come back up into the square, and are you eating the pastries?
Yeah, I'm kind of mid-sentence, I still haven't noticed what's happening. I'm like they're still frozen, but they're pretty good. I can definitely, there's a bit of singe on one of them. So if anyone's like, oh fuck. Do you know him?
I look at him I squint closer. I'm like, I don't think so.
Do you have siblings?
Honestly, not to be racist, but they do sort of all look the same.
Right, yeah.
But it's fine because I'm including myself in that.
You want one of these?
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Laurent, could I have one?
Oh, here, yeah, absolutely.
Could you throw him? I'm kind of on the bear. It's a bit kind. Oh, sorry, Albie. Sorry, Shelby.
You want more for the bear? He's so cute. Here.
The flare is standing before you, and it's just like.
You're kind of having a minute, man.
It starts to kind of move forward with its staff. Talazar, what are you doing?
I want to punch it.
You want to punch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I do, I want you to make a Constitution saving throw, as I am going to use a stunning strike.
Okay.
Stunning.
Ooh, stunning.
So I'm
Brown cow stunning.
Now, I'll make the con save if I hit. So just let me make a...
Fabulously stunning.
That would be a 20 to hit, non-natural.
Okay, 1 sec now. That hits. I would say Constitution saving throw.
I
rolled it. I rolled a 19.
Oh,
So
Oh,
you reach out and you punch the mind flayer in the face, like in its tentacles, right? Like your hand just sinks into its kind of tentacled face. It's like, and you pull it away, and it's got like horrible viscous on it, and it stumbles back. How much damage did you do?
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. Okay.
sounds like my Friday night.
And the mind flayer stumbles back and it catches itself, and just it turns on you, and then it just stops. And Norman, you hear this in your head. It's like, stand down, return to me. And the mind flayer kind of stops and looks around, and then starts to clamber back on the pile of rubble, and then pushes itself and launches up into the air. It is within range of everyone, but it is looking to make an escape up.
Okay.
Got an attack of opportunity as it was moving up.
You like everyone.
All right.
There is an attack of opportunity on this, but it is trying to push away. And Norman, you heard that in your head. Nobody else seems to have heard that.
Okay, I'm gonna make an attack.
I'm also fast as fuck, so I would have noticed him flying up. So I'm gonna...
Okay. So both of you roll for attack.
Okay.
I miss.
You miss. Okay.
Guys, who was that?
I'm looking at,
1 second. Cody is attacking. Cody, what did you roll an attack there?
Ugh. 5.
5. You both go to strike, and it goes too fast and shoots up past you as you both strike out. Norman, what were you saying?
I'm looking at Vestivus like, it's not even the right fucking guy. That's...
Vestivus is kind of looking perplexed at this point. He's actually saying nothing, but he's looking directly up at the spider entity at this point.
Well, good trip, guys. Let's fucking... I like telepathically like shoot up at the mind flayer, and I'm like, you good, bro?
You watch as the mind flayer flies straight up and then flies towards the spider entity as a large door seems to open up in its arse. It just slides open and it flies.
Sounds like my Friday night, honey.
And it flies straight in.
I can't get him with Call Lightning before he goes, no?
What did you want to do?
Get him with a Call Lightning.
Yeah, roll to attack.
It's just a spell. It's like he has to make a
All right, sorry, yeah, Call Lightning is
13 save for half. Oh god, I did 26.
Nice.
So save for 13.
It hits, obviously, and he fails. So roll for damage.
26.
26 damage.
Yeah.
Grand, that hits. You just see it. The lightning catches it. It flips as it's flying. It kind of seems to careen off course. And kind of nearly collides into one of the legs of the spider, but then rights itself and then just keeps going and then flies directly into the back of the spider. The spider entity kind of shifts for a second. The door stays open. And then all of you hear in the back of your mind, like just piercing in. And as this happens, Vestivus is kind of stumbles back a bit from the group, kind of standing, leaning on his staff. You just hear, I do believe it is time we had a conversation. And as this happens, the spider shifts and starts to lower itself down to your level, to ground level, particularly pointing the back part of it where the door is open down towards you.
Oh no.
Within a couple of minutes, it is now kind of, the legs have kind of bent and twisted up, and you just see the body just land, and there's a pulse of arcane energy once more. And Vestivus stumbles again once more. Talazar, you notice that Vestivus's features shift slightly. Norman, you also feel another pulse of arcane energy from Vestivus, and the two of you look over. And the rest of you don't notice this, but the two of you look over and you see his normal human features shift a bit. And it looks like he has a collection of eyes that just shift up the side of his face. And they're gone straight away after that. In his features return to normal as he looks up and scans the group. And then he meets both of your eyes. The spider has now lowered itself, and the back of it is about 60 feet away from you at this point. The door's open, inviting. And you hear the voice once more. He's like, please, come. Let us have a conversation.
Do we recognize the voice?
You wouldn't. Codeine.
Yeah, we figure it's your man.
Codeine, you kind of recognize the voice. It seems slightly familiar, but you're not 100% sure. So, what do the group want to do at this point?
Oh, I'm already heading in.
You're already
Yeah. Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm going.
okay. Vestivus kind of hangs back a bit, and he seems hesitant, very hesitant.
I just kind of give a wary look at Festivus before reluctantly walking at the back of the troop.
Okay. You all start to make your way towards the spider, the spider's butthole. All these holes.
Loran kind of turns to Elvesti and is like, so like, why aren't you on the world saving team? I feel like you contribute more than like 5 of me.
Festivus kind of looks down and is like, well, I did not bring pastries to the fight, so there's always that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I didn't really share them. I only gave one to him and like little Logan. I didn't contribute that much. You seem pretty OP.
I am quite powerful, but I do not know why you're with the group. Maybe you can answer that question for yourself, but...
Oh no, I was just wondering why they didn't recruit you for the little ongoing, like, team thing. You seem pretty good.
And to be fair, he's pretty rubbish.
Yeah, like, it would have made way more sense.
I appreciate the compliment, but there are some situations I am not useful in.
Have you met me?
Is being fun and cool one of those situations? You weird five-eyed fuck.
So I'm hearing Loran and Norman, and I'm like, wow, they're kind of slagging someone that isn't me. They're kind of slagging him, and they're kind of... Loran seems to be self-aware. This is weird. So I'm earwigging, and I'm just gonna turn to Vestivus and go, what size hut can you conjure when danger comes?
Mine is pretty small.
I do
That
not
was
have.
mine.
I do not have the ability to conjure huts. And he kind of looks at Norman after the 5-eye comment. He's like, we all have our stories to tell and secrets to hold, I suppose. Are we moving forward into this place? And he starts to march, very reluctantly march, kind of with the group as you
Loran
talk.
kind of looks at Codian, because like he was like, and offers a pastry of friendship.
No.
Codian is deeply confused, but I'm going to take the frozen baked good and
You
pretend.
might need to, like, it's pretty hard. It's really hard to eat, but like, you know.
Yeah. I'm symbolically taking it, but I don't know if frozen clarified butter is good for me, so I'm going to discreetly discard it at some point. But I appreciate it.
Okay, so the group are making their way into the Crystalline Spider. As you kind of walk over the threshold, the exterior and the interior seem to be all made of the same material. It's like you think of the inside of the Fortress of Solitude, but all red, as these kind of jutting red crystals form this kind of covered walkway within the body of this creature. In front of you, and the energy as well, Norman. You and any spellcasters in the group, or anyone that has arcane abilities in the group, sense it in the air. Norman, you sense it more than anyone else because this seems to be filled with planar energy, and your head is like buzzing. As you step in, you can smell the ozone in the air, but it's just bright red crystals line the entire corridor. The ground is made of just a flat surface, again red, as these crystals jut out in the triangular shape as you kind of to form a tunnel as you're walking down. At the far end, you see another door, and as you get close to it, then it slides open. And making your way in, you see more of these white crystalline spiders flittering around the inside as they move back and forth, kind of seemingly constantly stitching and chipping away at this crystalline entity and reforming certain sections of it. You get the idea that they've actually started to build this walkway just before you started to come into it. Like this wasn't here beforehand. These creatures are building it as you walk. You're walking for a good 5 minutes, and then you start to notice something in the sides of the walls of this thing. There are what look like pods. And the first couple are empty. But as the closer you get in, the more you see of them have people in them. They look like they were basically the townsfolk of Breshton, but they look like they were dignitaries and the well-to-do people. They weren't like the townsfolk that were out there mining town. These people are well-dressed. You're walking for 5 more minutes and you see more and more of these pods. And then you start to see that 1 or 2 of the later pods as you walk along actually have mind flayers in them, dormant and asleep.
Is this like rent a person? Like, I have that one?
I could have done with this place so long ago. Look at all the choice. I could be a man in a suit. I never had a suit.
How is your teenager suit holding up? Is it starting to slip off yet?
I feel like it's probably getting pretty rough.
It is. It's starting to look a bit older than a teenager. The skin is grey. The cheeks are sunken. The hair is long and silver, but it's kind of when Norman runs, if he ever runs his fingers through it, clumps of it start to come out. The body is starting to get wear and tear, and the more kind of spell casting he does, and the more energy he exerts, the more decrepit is it. You start to see blotches on the skin and stuff. But it's hanging together. It's in much better condition than the original meat suit was, even at this point. Because when Norman first met you guys, that meat suit had seen a lot and been through a lot before Norman even inhabited it. So it was dead for a while.
Oh, God.
So, you kind of sense that you feel that you've walked now for a good 10 or so minutes. And there is now you walk into another set of... Yeah.
If we're walking for like 10 minutes, Loran is kind of beside Aratir, basically doing like upsies.
What's Aratir's reaction to that?
Aratir is just looking at Loran going, listen, you're a big boy. You can walk for a little bit longer before you need a carry.
I ate too much frozen butter and I feel sluggish and I don't want to walk.
How tall is Loran?
Not that tall.
Quite tall.
Pretty tall. He's like 5'1".
He's a diminutive little twink, is Loran.
Yeah.
Loran, if you want, you can get on the back of Shelby and curl up and have a nap. He's furry.
No, the hairs might get on my really nice clothes.
He's not shedding much.
He might pee though.
How would you know, Ogun, with all your fur?
Yeah.
I don't, sorry. It could be me. I'm sorry, I tried to lie.
I reckon Shelby isn't the shedding risk in that partnership.
I'm definitely the one with all the worms, though.
No.
Nice.
Oh no, from the food.
Pain.
Is that where the stinking cloud comes from?
Yeah.
So I haven't even have to cast magic for that, you know.
You are you continue to walk, and you notice this. The closer you get to the center of this creature, the energy starts to crackle along the right crystals, and you as you see,
Aratir has not picked me up.
No.
Then every step I take is dramatic.
I have that image in my little stroppy toddler.
Yeah.
Fine, then. Fine.
Yeah.
This is so tiring.
He's lying on the ground, arms wrapped around Aratir's leg, as Aratir just has come on.
I just see Cusco from Emperor's New Groove. That's all I see.
That's not a bad share.
Yeah, that's all I see. But you kind of have now come to this larger door as it slides open in front of you, Star Trek style, and you enter a circular chamber filled with these pods. But there's not that many bodies in this one. And you notice that in the far right one, there are a couple of individuals that are grouped together, and there is one dwarven figure in there that looks very familiar. As you walk around,
Is it carrots?
Is it carrots?
you see carrots stuck in one of these pods, kind of semi-conscious, just lying there. And the energy again is crackling around this room. What does the group want to do at this point?
He
Am
was
I-
pretty sound, but we try to get him out.
Well, we can't start hacking things up. I mean, I plan on hacking everything up, but I want to see what the conversation is first.
Let's see what
I
this
didn't see
asshole
any
has to
sign
say
we
for
couldn't.
himself first.
Talazar?
Yeah, let's do a tiny
So,
Maybe he's keeping them safe.
so are we seeing different stages of growth into what we saw?
Well, you
Come
don't
out
know.
of the rubble,
You know,
or-
like, I mean, you can
or
roll it.
just-
You can roll an Arcana check to see if you understand what this is.
I don't. I rolled a 3 + 1, 4.
Okay.
So no.
You've no idea what these pods do. You've no idea. Like, I mean, you've seen different creatures at different stages, but you've seen different. Like, for all you know, they're just sleep pods, but you don't know. You've no real knowledge of what these are yourself. There's no movement. Like Carrots looks like he's just having a kind of a rough dream. He's moving slightly, and one or two other kind of and you notice that in the other pod just next to Carrots is the mayor of the town that you recognize that you met previously. The last time you saw Carrots, he was hoofing you all into a mine shaft as he fought off the red entity cloud, and clearly this was his fate after that. You then hear the
He doesn't
voice.
look like he's hurt.
He doesn't seem to be hurt. There's some bruises on his face that are faded, but he's in and he looks like he's just asleep at this point.
All right.
The voice then echoes in your head again once more. All of you hear this. It's like, it's not much further on. The next
Have you
chamber.
considered like fast tracking it, like moving floor, or are elevators a thing here? I don't know, it's unclear. But escalators, what about like this band where you put it on the ground and you just stand on it and it propels you forwards?
That's quite good.
Oh,
There's
that
no
would be
there's
evil.
no answer. There's no answer except the fact that the door at the far end just slides open.
He's not a very good host, it's got to be said. I mean, a lot of our enemies have been kinder hosts than this. Like,
Looking forward to meeting him, though.
What's
He might step
Festivus-
things up once we get in there, Laurent.
What's Festivus looking like as we go through? What's he doing as we're walking through?
He's kind of at the back of the group and he's kind of taking everything in. You can roll perception if you want to turn it, or roll. If you're trying to gauge what he's doing, roll an insight check.
Not bad. 16 total.
He has the same perplexed look over his face that he had previously. He doesn't seem to be happy to be here at all whatsoever. He seems to be waiting for something to happen. He's on edge, and has his staff kind of held in both his hands as he kind of slowly treks through the inside of this creature. The doors are still open in front of the group. Are you continuing on?
Oh, full speed ahead.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll meet this kid.
You step into the next chamber, leaving the pods behind you, and the sight before you is just something you've never seen before. It's very alien. Norman, you kind of feel a bit homely actually, but the rest of you are like, what the fuck? Inside this chamber, you see a large circular section just inside the doorway. And on either side, a set of spiral stairs that curve around the sides of the kind of the building or the creature's body on the interior. They curve around up to a platform at the top, like a little landing, where you see a large version of what one of those pods were that's been seemingly split in half and then grown into more of the crystalline kind of feature of the room. In the center, you see a drow figure, topless with pants on.
Ooh.
Very Bowie-esque body, like thin white Duke look to it. Long silver hair, but at the top of its head are large red tendrils that spread out and flick up into the ceiling area of this room. There is energy crackling all over the body. The individual looks like they're lying on a flatbed asleep, their arms down by their side. Red blotches all over their skin, parts of the crystal growing out of it. Their eyes are closed. As you follow the body up and follow the red tendrils up into the ceiling, you see that they join together with this ginormous brain that seems to be embedded into the crystal room. The red tendrils link out from it and join into the drow's head. That seems to be pulsing, and energy seems to be crackling from the drow up into the brain and then back again. Red lightning arcane energy flicks over the brain as it pulsates and it glistens within its casing in the ceiling. There is a foul iodine stench in the room as it fills your nostrils as you walk in. And as there seems to be also a kind of... Actually, everyone make a perception check for me, please, to see if you see this.
My passive is 16, Wayne.
What did you roll?
13.
13. What did you roll, Tom?
I said my passive is 16.
Did you roll, though?
Yeah, my roll is less than my passive.
Okay,
so...
just to give us what you rolled.
Being 9.
9. Okay, so obviously everyone is focused on this creature, Tom. So that's why I'm asking. Yeah. Jill, what did you get?
18.
18. Lorana Norman.
Nope.
I got like it.
Nope.
Okay, grand so. Jill, Aratir sees this, and only Actually, Cody, what did you get?
Coding did not do very well.
I can see the rolls. Hang on.
Yeah,
I can see the rolls.
I got 10.
10. Aratir is the only one that sees this.
Stealthy and perceptive.
Stealthy and perceptive. Because everyone else is focused on the site in front of you. On each side of the staircase going up and into the landing area, there are kind of seemingly kind of little divots in the walls, and you can see something in each of them, like a flick of a movement, like there's something in each of them. Like
they're coming out of the walls, man!
Coming out of the goddamn wall.
As you step into the chamber, the brain quivers and twitches, and you hear again the voice in your head is like, "Welcome to my home. I am Dilyss Quaval, or the entity that was once called that. Now I am much, much more. You seem to be set on destroying me and everything I am trying to accomplish. Might I ask why?"
I don't really care. If you're hiring, I'm game. I'm not that, like, on either side.
I'm going to volunteer the sentiment. I believe that people should be free in general to live their lives unbidden by central ruling brain, personally. I think people have a right to live in a world with as little interference as possible.
I bet Cody knows cryptocurrency. Cody's into Bitcoin.
Got in on the ground floor, baby.
I have one question to ask you. You're destroying the forest and the creatures within. Are you going to stop?
Yeah, leave the little animals alone, man.
These creatures are lower life forms. They are mere casualties on the path to supremacy and order and peace.
What would your perfect outcome be? What does your vision look like?
You are looking at my vision. You have seen my vision. I wish to control and bring unity to all. And
nobody chose you. Nobody chose you. How dare you?
This is my world. I created this world. I should be the one to rule it.
Who says you should? I didn't do any voting.
I didn't vote for him.
I'm gonna say. On a side note, what does voting mean? No.
I have spared your lives up to this point. You have been interesting playthings. But if you do not wish to help me spread this power through the land using the red crystals to infiltrate the minds of the many, then I have no choice. You will.
I turn to Aratir and say, they always want peace, don't they?
Oh yeah.
They always want peace.
They talk a good game, but then it's their actions that actually proves that they don't give a shit about anybody else. They're just interested in destruction. Sorry, I think you'll have a problem with spreading that message and control because we're gonna stop you.
I always find they talk a big pile of manure, but that's just me.
Mr. Big Brain Man.
The brain kind of just quivers.
So, I could be wrong. Was my super hot old evil ex one of your pals? What was his name?
Valak.
Good way to
In the 1990s.
Yeah. Hey, look, Loran would not remember past loves' names. Loran would not.
No, Valak was a big deal. He actually would. That's on me.
Yeah. If you refer to Valak, he was one of my subordinates.
So were you behind him, like pulling the strings and all that?
I have been behind a lot of your situations, yes.
So are we kind of dating?
Oh my God, Loran.
Again, the brain just kind of quivers slightly, and there's like a roll of perception to see if you see if the body reacts to any of this.
Made the brain blush.
in a throuple with a giant quivering brain. Sounds like a Friday night, honey.
Oh, honey.
That was only a 9, so.
A 9. Yeah, all you see is the brain kind of just like up in its housing, and it's like, I have pulled the strings on many of your stories, and
banjo strings.
Cody, you feel you feel a flash in your head, Cody, of your mother and a representation of Quaval in your home. Norman, you see a flash of the asylum and a ritual, and then you see a kind of off to the side of the ritual very quickly. You just see a small robed individual with long silver white hair with a book very similar to the one that Loran now has on his person, and they seem to be casting something at multiple portals in front of them in a large section of the Black Asylum. Ogun, you see a flash of a city, a large city with dwarven architecture, and you see a throne and an old dwarf with long curly white hair and a long beard sitting on it, and he's just sitting there holding a helmet, and behind him in the shadows you see a large cloaked form moving as if about to envelop the throne. Aratir, you see the same vision you had before of you in an armor of a captain of the guards outside a walled city. But it isn't Terrace Moor. It's some other city. A vast city, huge. And you are on the battlefield fighting against these crystalline entities. And your comrades all lay around you dead. Talazar, what you see is pretty much what you had seen before in some of your memory flashbacks. A large gaping portal with a group of adventurers around it. But this time, you see an individual at the front of it. And it's strange. They look familiar, but you can't really place where they're from. You think for one moment it's Dilyss Quaval, but then you think it's Vestivus, and then you think it's Dacius Trevelyan. But then it's kind of like blurry. The three faces seem to meld together, and you're not 100% sure what the situation is and what's going on. Just that this is the same thing before where this whole thing started with the portal. Loran, you are back in your home and you see your family and you see Valak. And you see Valak talking to you about the situation of trying to tell you to disavow your parents and go with him and be with him and allow him to help you to rule. Mm-hmm. All of these flashes happen in all of your minds all at once. As Quaval says that he had a hand in all of your stories at some point, twisting and turning it, making it so that you were being manipulated. How do you all react at this point?
Did everyone do a weird thing too? Yeah, just checking.
Yeah.
Right. Again, Mr. Big Brain.
He's been in my business. Yeah.
Question. You doing this thing, you're pulling the strings, you're like, oh, I got you to this point, I interfered with your lives. Why? And you're like, oh, you're trying to stop me. That seems like a fairly obvious track.
In order for you to understand why I did this, you must agree to join me in my operation to take control of this plane.
You haven't been watching us at all.
Yeah,
why would you think we would be interested in this? Well, maybe watching Loran and Norman. But it ends here. It ends here. No matter what we have to do. You're done.
My man, if I may step in. Mind to mind, please. Exclude the lessers.
Oh.
You feel a connection seem to just, and the back of your head just kind of buzzes slightly, and a bit more hair falls out. So
Quaval, a name worth memorizing. I'd introduce myself, but obviously for some reason you already know that. Here's the thing. If you have been watching as closely as you claim to be watching, then you would know that I have no interest in your plan or theirs. I'm not invested in this whole situation. Question, though, from somebody who routinely spends pretty much all of my time wondering how these things get out of bed in the morning and can bear to struggle through another meaningless day. Why have you spared us? I feel as if it's a given you could swat us like flies. Why do you need us? I mean, me, sure. Them, I mean, him, fucking him.
You see, Shazarath, I required you to free Trevelyan. I required your planar energy to do something I could not. For Trevelyan trapped himself in that temporal prison. I could not reach him. I needed his ability as well as the creature you know as Vestivus.
Who?
To be able to form myself in its most ultimate stage. What you see before you is merely a process. I appreciate your candor. And while you may think each of these creatures are not worth their time and mine, they have each provided me with a channel to another plane from which I will spread. As well you know by now, this is a pocket, a gateway.
Yes.
And each of these creatures provides me with a roadmap to other gateways.
This is the...
You don't hear any of this. This is all in Shazza. This is all in Norman's head.
Sorry, yeah.
This is just Norman and the brain talking. The rest of you are all standing around as you see Norman.
Norman and the brain.
Storming.
Yeah, one is a genius, the other one's insane.
Norman is just staring at the quivering form of the brain, and then the body of Quaval as he lies in his kind of destructed pod. And this kind of conversation goes on for a couple of minutes as you're all just standing there looking at it happen. But the Quaval continues. Norman, he's like, they are the keys to the locked doors that I cannot go through. Each and every one of them. With every planar jump they make, my power grows and my reach extends. You are of the mind that you wish to return to your plane. Is that not correct?
It is genuinely all that keeps me going at this point. I hate it so much.
I will not take that personally.
No, you've done a good job. It's just everything's, it's honestly, and because he is speaking telepathically, but obviously he's still making gestures. Like Norman looks around and is like, honestly, fair play. It's rare that I say this, but I could learn a thing or two from you. But
you are most welcome to stay and learn if you wish. But I cannot give you what you want, for I do not have the power to leave this plane. Not in this current form.
The whole time Laurent's like, what's he saying? What's he saying?
Yeah.
Fuck off. How long until you do?
There are certain steps one must undertake. You see, I am not able to speak of it, as it is part of my curse, but some who have told you what this is, some individuals you may know, have not given you the full truth of
well,
the
it feels like
situation.
fucking no one is, so so that's very understandable. This prick who turns into a bird, fucking rebellion. You. Next time you put a plane together, get some people who speak fucking common and have them put them in it. I just, and he's like stomping now, and he's like, I just want to go home.
What are the rest of you doing at this point? You see Norman just seems to be having a bit of a tantrum. He's getting a bit Laurent about the whole thing.
I'm getting my bow out and standing in Avenger stance.
What is Festivus doing?
The big boy is talking in the head. Do you want to clear us all in? Because
before I do end the telepathic conversation, I'm just like, will I get home quicker if they're all dead?
No. They are required to seek out what you must if you wish to leave this plane. Festivus is standing behind. I think we've lost. Is Naomi frozen? No, they're not. No. You two are very good at just staying still.
Very good at doing that.
It's kind of like
we're method actors there, like.
Yeah, and you just stay really still, so everyone's like, is there a connection gone? It's like, oh. Festivus is behind you all, and Talazar, as you turn to look at him, he is just staring at the body of Quaval, and he is trying to control himself, but now it is very obvious that his face is just changing, and you see spider-like features grow across his face. Crystalline eyes appearing around his current human eyes. Crystal mandibles are kind of...
You need to be a bit more honest with what's going on here.
Festivus is kind of leaning against the wall, and he's like... He looks up at Quaval, he's like, damn you I cannot stay here. I must leave. This energy is having an effect on me, and I am too close to this entity. It is... and he kind of starts to move him back out of the room. He makes a beeline out, goes through the doorway, is out into the circular room with the pods with carrots in it, And he's kind of making his way across that room, stumbling and holding himself up with his staff.
Old age, man. What's up?
Wait.
Come on.
Aratir, you go first.
I was going to say how. So, whatchamacallit, Duval has broken off his conversation now with Norman. How far away from us is him on this altar thingy?
You're kind of down in the kind of the foyer of this room, and there's two circular staircases that go up around the side of the room, and there he's up on the plinth on a platform that the brain is up in the ceiling. So you're kind of looking up at him, and he's about 60 to 80 feet away from you. The body is the closest part, and the brain is up in the ceiling.
Her chair's had enough of this talking, and she's going to try and make a beeline up the stairs and try and slash the tendrils with her battle axe.
Once I see you moving, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the brain.
I've been trying to hold my rage back for ages, so as soon as they start running up the stairs, I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay. So Aratir, you move first. Which side are you going up, left or right?
Right.
Right. As you run up the stairwell, as you get to the first kind of alcove that's in the wall, stepping out of the alcove, you see a leather-clad figure with the mind flayer features as the tentacles and the dome head steps out, and you just see from its hands two large psychic blue blades emanate out of both of its fists, and it stands in front of you as this mind flayer assassin steps out to face you and stares you down just above, and it has the high ground on you as you're moving up the stairwell. It's two blades out. Cody, what side are you? You going up behind Aratir?
Left.
You're going left.
No, we're making a break for it. Yeah,
both sides.
Stairs.
Same thing on you. When you get up the other side, the other alcove that's in there, another one steps out and two blades appear, and it's kind of emanating from its hands, and they kind of stand before you at the ready.
Okay.
And they are just there. So what do you want to do with the reaction? They have jumped out and they're stopping you. They're about 10 feet away from you. You're kind of go up the bottom of the stairs, and they step out and they're looking down at both of you.
Well, something was going to get this axe in the face, so I guess it's you, buddy.
Okay. I need if everyone is in this fight, I need everyone to roll initiative on this.
Okay. It's going down. I'm yelling, Kimber.
Yeah.
1 sec, I'll call it now. So.
Yep.
Okay, 25 to 20.
20.
20.
Not enough.
23.
Okay, so Cody first. Aratir. Anyone else?
I'm getting in on it.
Okay, what's your roll?
11.
11.
Can't hear you, Tom.
Sorry, I rolled 19.
Okay.
Well, they're all gearing up to rush into this fight.
Yeah.
Laurent kind of looks at Norman and is like, what's the play here?
Utterly despondent, Norman just sits on the floor.
Awesome.
He has officially lost his will to live. He's done.
Okay, so Norman is sitting on the floor.
He's lost his will for us to die, maybe. But we don't know that.
So it's only you four in the fight. Norman and Laurent have sat down. You're not doing anything. Festivus.
I'll open the tiny hut and bring him in so he can have
I was just wondering.
The hut is like,
yay!
And it kind of appears around both Norman and Laurent as the two of you are just sitting cross-legged, staring at each other inside the hut. And the four of you then. So Talazar, what are you doing? Like, obviously, were you making a beeline as well?
Well, I just want to be in initiative to see what happens, but I'm going to.
So Aratir, it's Cody, you're first. So you come up. You have the Mind Flayer assassin is standing in front of you. Its blades out. It's staring you down.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna whip out my rapier and hackety hack hack, and then
roll to attack.
I will. Wickety whack whack. Jesus Christ, what is going on my rolls today? Laurent, can you stop rolling the way you're rolling because you're ruining my life?
No, I'm doing all the pastries with my nat 20s and burn it for everyone else.
I can't believe you got a nat 20 for pastries and I've got a 1 to attack a person that's right in front of me.
Yeah.
1 to find the cafe and 2 to get the pastries.
Wow.
They were good eating though.
So
I'm a swashbuckling rogue. There's someone right in front of me wishing me harm, and I got a nat 1. So thanks for that, universe.
You bring the blade out, and as you go to move in, the assassin just slide steps, and with its two blades, just your blade embeds itself into the crystalline wall, and you're stuck there. And you look up at it as it readies itself to plunge its blades into you. That is that's pretty much like if you're
obviously if I fail, I don't get my bonus action.
No, you can do a bonus action if you want.
Bonus action is disengage with the wall.
Disengage from the creature?
Yeah, disengage the rapier from the wall and get back a bit. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to try and pull the blade out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I'll allow it. You basically pull the blade out and you're still in combat with the creature. You haven't moved away.
Get back, okay.
Okay. Aratir, it's now into you.
So, yes, I would like to use my trusty Berserker Battle Axe.
Here we go.
I would like to use my ex-Berserker. So hang on, I need to roll to hit first, right? That is a 21.
That definitely hits.
Jesus Christ.
Roll damage. Doing all of this on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's Whopper.
It's a Whopper.
He is actually.
That's. I rolled a 9 plus 2 melee damage. No, I haven't raged yet. I'm going to rage on my bonus action.
So you're going to rage after you attacked?
Yeah, so I'll have it for the next one.
Okay, so you do 9
damage. So that was
damage.
a 9 damage, yeah.
Okay, so 9 damage into that. Okay, you slash him, and the assassin can't move quick enough as your blade just catches it across his leather armor and it just slices into it. And it's like the tentacles are flecking out, and you see spittle hit the wall beside you and on the floor. And you see a kind of a greenish purplish blood fleck out and it covers your blade, and then you just like into the creature's face. So you did 9 damage. Okay. Okay, that is the end of Aratir's go. It's now with Talazar.
So what do I see in front of me as I'm...
So you have on either side, you're standing in the center of the foyer area. On the left, you have Codeine engaged with Mind Flayer Assassin. On the right, you have Aratir engaged with Mind Flayer Assassin. As they start to fight, you see 2 more Mind Flayer Assassins come in at the top of the landing, right at the top of the stairs on either side. Ogun is also there, and he's readying Shelby as if ready to get to attack and to cast a spell. You see his hand kind of charge up with his druidic energy. So you have the 2, you've Codeine and Aratir engaged with 2 Mind Flayer Assassins. 2 more assassins have appeared at the top of the stairs, and both Norman and Loran have disappeared inside Loran's tiny hut.
No, Norman isn't. Norman is actually leaving the hut. Norman is sitting on the ground outside, hoping that a stray spell kills him.
Okay.
Loran is like trying to like pull him back in, but like some of the skin is like coming off, and it's like,
Cool. All right. So Talazar, what are you doing?
Can I shout on my way to run to protect, to go to the side where Codeine is? I shout at Talazar, "Stop your moping, get the fuck up!" And I run up.
Shout at Norman.
I'm shouting at Norman.
Right.
Sorry.
You said I'm shouting at myself. Just stop your bullshit, Talazar. Come on, man.
I shout at Norman, say, "Stop your moping, get the fuck up," and run up towards the assassin that is fighting. Sorry, Codeine.
Yep.
Swinging the bow staff or the staff across its head.
Okay. Roll to attack.
I just need to get my to hit. So that's a 20 non-natural.
That hits.
And that is a D8. And sure, for shits and giggles, I'm going to...
What damage did you do there?
I haven't rolled damage yet. I'm
Okay,
just going to... Where is he now? And for shits and giggles, I am going to throw an extra 2d6 lightning into this.
Okay.
So that is 10, 16... plus 16 plus 6 is 20. Yeah, 20. It's 22 points of damage, of which 11 is lightning damage.
Cool.
And then my
okay.
second attack hits, or I'm going to roll for my second attack. That misses with an 11.
That definitely misses, yeah. The first attack you swing in, it's like you charge up the staff. You see the arcane energy rippling down your arm up into the staff itself, and you just like crack off the side of the Mindflayer assassin's head as lightning just arcs out and wraps it around itself. It's just like as it's like its whole face is just covered in lightning strike, and you see the flesh burning away. One of its tentacles is just like melted against the side of its face as it starts to just spit out some blood, and it turns on you. It's like,
and then I am going to burn a key point to do a flurry of blows, another 2 kicks. So that will be a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and the second one then will be a hit as well. That's 14 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits.
So
damage for that.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. I'm going to burn another key point to make it a stunning strike.
Okay. DC on that?
I'm going to double check for you now. Where is...
I rolled a natural 19.
Yeah,
he's all right with that.
Yeah, so the damage for that was 6, 8. 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. You then start 2 kicks into the chest of the creature. It stumbles back. It's kind of holding where you can. It's holding its side, and it starts to wheeze a bit. And you get the impression that you might have broken a couple of ribs. And as it kind of readies itself down with its blades, its turn is next. And Codian has not damaged it, so it just turns to you because you've done a fair bit of damage to it, and it's going to swing in at you, with its soul blades. Let me see now. It also it strikes out with soul blades. First attack is
the soul blade.
That is 12 and 7, 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That hits. Okay. Second attack with the soul blade. I'll do the attacks first. That's cocked. And that definitely hits. That's 25 to hit. So damage on this is soul blades.
While you're resolving the damage, I'm going to use my reaction.
Yeah.
And ask you to make a dex save. DC 14.
Natural 15 roll. Okay, 1d8.
These lads got stats.
Huh?
These lads got stats.
Do you want stats for them?
No.
Right, okay. I could give you stats if you want them. I had that. This is a homebrew creature that I got from the expanded monster manual for a Mindflayer assassin.
Nice.
I popped it into
I'm already scared. I don't want to be really scared.
Tom, you take. I rolled 2, 6.
Can you do that in the middle of a game? Just go, what are his stats? Can you do that?
It's very meta.
It's very meta. It is very meta.
Yeah.
So, Tom, you take 20 points of damage as the soul knives strike out and just like into your chest as you see this. You feel this pulse of psionic energy just pump into you, and you're knocked back. And you see these large gashes in Tom's chest as the energy crackles over your body. It's then going to turn to Codeine.
Yes, it fucking is.
And then do a tentacle attack on you as the tentacles from its face just lash out and try and strike you across your head. That is a 17 plus. That's 24 to hit.
Shit.
Ow.
Fuck.
What damage you got?
D10s. So
something tentacle in the face. My Friday night, honey.
15 points of psychic damage into you as the tentacles slash across your face, and you feel the sting.
God.
You hit like with an electric jellyfish as the tentacles just and you're knocked back kind of down a step or two. That is the 2 assassins go. It's now into Ogun.
Wayne, one thing I forgot to say, the owlbear, I didn't roll initiative for him.
Roll now.
Roll now.
Yeah, I was wondering about Shelby's being pretty quiet.
I'll just roll mine because he's got the same plus. So, oh god, that rolled off a 1, thank god. Shelby gets a 14, Wayne.
14. What did you get initially on yours?
I got an 11.
So 11. So Shelby just goes before you and after the mind flayers. So it's now Shelby's go and then it's your go.
Okay, well, Shelby is going to. You see, I was going to wait and then get off his back, but what do I do now? Because I don't want to be on him when he moves.
So you can, in one movement, if you want to do this, I'll allow it. So if Shelby's going to move, you can jump off in the same movement and just let go, and then continue your movement afterwards. Because all you're doing is dropping off, and he's going to charge whatever he's doing, move forward.
I tap Shelby on the shoulder and say, "Go help Codeine," and I'll jump off. And Shelby is going to run towards Codeine and try and.
You're really worried about your slender half elf, aren't you? Aratir is like, I don't need nobody.
Shelby just goes like, vroom, 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 and starts trundling towards the left side of the room, up the stairs towards the Mind Flayer assassin. Well, he has the distance, so what are you going to do? He's
going to attack with his beak and his claw.
Okay, so roll to attack.
Yes, bitch.
So, the beak. I roll. I got a +7 to this, so AC 15.
That just hits.
And then it is D10 plus 5. So yeah. So 7.
7 points of damage. Cool.
And then with its claw, I do miss rolling physical dice, but it's handy for when I'm using creatures. That is 11.
11 to hit or damage?
11 to hit.
That misses. So the first one was the beak, was it?
The first one was the beak, yeah. And
you kind of bite out the lower leg of the Mind Flayer, and he catches him and it starts ripping flesh. But then it strikes out with his claws, and the Mind Flayer just kind of sidesteps, blood trailing from its leg wound, and it sidesteps and just brings the soul blades up to bear on the group. That's the end of Shelby's go. It's now into Ogun.
Right. I'm gonna do 2 things. I'm gonna cast a spell.
Yeah.
And I begin moving my arms and I say, "Come forth, magical pixies, for Ogun's needs your aid. For without your summons, my life will truly fade." And I cast Fey Spirit. I summon a Fey creature into existence.
Nice.
Nice.
Aaron, you're a fucking gem.
Yeah. Well, what's even funnier is, have you ever seen the critters from the movie Critters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're seeing one of them, except, he looks a lot furry, floating in the air with a big huge smile, sharp teeth, and little wings.
Oh my god.
And I point over to Aratir and I say, "Go help." And it's going to fly over, and because it can give me a second now. Yeah. I'm just trying to 40 feet fly. So is it able to
that's distance you get there, no problem.
Right. So it rolls like Sonic the Hedgehog in the air and speeds over. And then this sorry, I should say that this is a fuming one. So you can see it's really, really angry, and because Sonic the Hedgehog's been out of work for a while, and he's really angry, and because he's fuming, the fake creature gets advantage on the next attack roll before the end of the turn. So it's got my plus, so I'm just going to hit.
Yeah. So you all see this ball of fur just spin up out of nowhere, and little wings. It's like and it just starts to spin on the spot, and then shoots straight across the room towards the Mind Flayer that's trying to attack Aratir. It's like you just hear this high-pitched wail as it just streaks through the air towards Aratir.
Thinking you? No, please don't. Oh, sweet. So that's with the first attack, that's AC 20.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And it is. Where is the D6? It's 5 points of damage. I got a +3 to this.
Okay, 5 points of damage. So the Fae just spins up and shoots towards the Mind Flayer, who doesn't see it coming, and it just latches onto its side of its head, and it's like this, and you just hear this gnawing sound as like flesh and bone is rent from the side of the Mind Flayer's face, and it does. What's it? 5 points damage.
Sorry, it's got. I rolled a 2. It gets +3, but I'm looking at it. It also gets 1d6 force damage.
You rolled a d6.
So it gets an extra, so that's 5 so far, plus, so I rolled a 1, so that's 6.
6.
But
6 points.
I also get another attack.
You do, or it does?
It does. It gets 2 attacks.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Is that a cock? No, that looks like it's cocked, but it's not. That's so 10 plus my 5, so that's AC 15.
That just hits.
Awesome. And then, so this is it. It's so 4, 5, so 7, and then the force damage. Damn it. So that's a total of 10, Wayne. From
10. It just continues to gnaw and slash into the side of the Mind Flayer's head, and the bulbous section at the back is now kind of cleaved into, and there's pus and grey matter just oozing out of it, and it's like, and like it just has the thing attached to the side of its head, gnawing into it. Is that the end of your go, Ogun?
Can I say something to Norman? Or
you can say something, yeah.
I'll just turn back and look at Norman with kind of like, you know, as much cuteness as I can get, and it says, "You're always talking like you're the alpha, but you're not acting like one." And I just turn back to combat.
There you go.
Norman got telt.
But I would die for Ogun.
Yeah, same.
So, Norman, do you have any reaction to that? An allow a reaction if you want one.
Now, it wasn't set, it was just, you know, kind of like he believes he was kind of like, he's meant to be an alpha, but, you know,
yeah.
The Scottish accent doesn't give away the innocence that's coming from his voice as well, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But it's me.
Not that Norman has ever claimed to be the alpha, but can I roll initiative?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh.
It's only a 9.
A 9. That brings you in directly after Ogun.
Well, would you look at that? I cast Summon Shadow Spawn.
Okay.
Yes, they're all summoning all sorts of shite today.
There's a bit reading in it. Basically, if you look up the spell in D&D Beyond, there's a stat block.
Yeah.
For it. But I have to make it one of 3 emotions. So either it's a Fury Shadow Spawn, it's a Fear Shadow Spawn, or it's the one that I'm actually summoning, which is a Despair Shadow Spawn.
So you have a goth child then?
It's actually a bit bigger than I am. Because Norman's only dinky. It's like my goth dad.
Ah.
So, well, sorry, what Shadow Spawn did you say it was?
Despair.
Summon Shadow Spawn. Are they all the same stat block?
They are all the same stat block, yeah.
Okay, worries, I have it here. No worries, I have it here, no problem whatsoever. Okay, so you just, after saying that, Ogun, you kind of start to move away, and you just hear a noise of somebody getting up behind you, and then there's like a muttering of a kind of eldritch words that you do not understand under somebody's breath. And as a swirl of energy just pulsates through the room as this large kind of shadow creature just blooms into existence behind you. Is there anything else you want to do, Norman? Can that thing attack straight away, or?
It can. I cannot. So that's the end of my turn. But it's Shadow Spawn's turn.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna roll a dice to see who I set it on.
Okay.
So it'll either be the enemies or it will be whoever has most recently antagonized me.
Okay.
Oh God.
Which will likely be me.
Yeah, for once I'm not directly in the firing line. I love it.
What did you get?
How many enemies are there left?
There are 4 in total still. There's 4 Mind Flayer assassins in total in the room.
I'm going to send it to fight the one nearest Ogun.
The one nearest to Ogun. Ogun, which one did you move towards? Because you kind of were center.
Well, I'm kind of staying where I am because.
So there's one. There's actually one. So Ogun is in the center where he is, not too far from you. There's one next to Shelby, and there's one next to the flying troglodyte critter thing that Ogun is sent off.
I will call him Sonic.
Sonic.
Sorry for any copyright infringement there.
Well, that's with it. Sonic with a K.
Oh yeah.
Comes that Sonic.
Yeah, I'll send it to fight the one closest to Ogun. So.
Okay, so the one closest to Ogun, generally it'll more than likely be. So Ogun is kind of. We'll say it's the one next to Aratir.
Okay.
So you see this shadow entity just like just kind of shift, kind of like Sadako out of the ring, twisting across the room, heading towards the Mind Flayer. It gets to it easily with its travel distance. It's got a speed of 40 feet, so you're good. So you come up onto it. Can it attack straight away?
Yep. So it's got 2 options for attacks, but I'm going to use a Chilling Rend.
Got it, yeah. So roll to hit.
So whatever I roll +7. It's a 17.
That hits.
Cool, because it's got proficiency as well. And it only gets one of those.
Yeah.
That's 12 damage.
12 damage.
And also everything within melee range of it has its speed dropped by 20 feet.
Yeah. So it strikes out, and there's this flash of cold energy fills the air around you, Aratir, as it just does a burst as the impact hits the creature, hits the Mind Flayer. 12 damage into that. Okay, nice. This Mind Flayer is looking pretty hurt. As there's a streak of ice across its armor, as you just see shards build up where the hit and the claws rake through the Mind Flayer. But then the air is like boom, as it's like this freezing air around you, and you just see your breath forms in front of you, and you feel that you're just like it's not that you're like frozen, but you feel it's kind of tougher to move ever so slightly. How long does that last for, Ryan?
An hour.
An hour. Okay. So they're slowed for an hour?
Oh, the slow only lasts for a turn.
Grand. Okay, lovely. Okay. So on your next turn, you're slowed. Yeah.
If that's like mine, I think it should get 2 attacks. No.
It has a multi-attack. The spirit makes a number of attacks equal to half. So yeah. So that's not the one you used. So there's the one.
Chilling Rend only gets 1 attack.
Ah, cool. No. That's pretty sweet.
Number of attacks equal to half. Spell round down. Okay, grand. Cool. Right. So that is the end of Norman's go. It's now back to the top of the order with Codeine.
Yes, bitch. Okay, I'm gonna try a stabby McStab face again.
Okay.
So I'm going to where am I in relation to it? Because it's after getting some.
It got smacked around a bit. It's right in front of you. Talazar is to your right, and Shelby is pushed up and is now kind of up and around the stairs at the back of it after trying to take a swipe at it as it kind of sidestepped it. Shelby moved past it and is now above it and has the high ground on it. There is another assassin about 30 feet away behind Shelby as well at the top of the stairs.
Okay, I'm going to try to finish this guy off like on my Friday nights and then head up to the other one.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm going to rapier this guy.
Okay.
In your endo.
Yeah.
In my endo. God damn it. 14.
14 just misses. You strike out, and as Shelby is pushing past, you kind of the owlbear's mass just kind of pushes you to one side as you swing your blade out, and the Mind Flayer manages to duck underneath it. Okay, I am going to. After that, I'm going to disengage. Okay. You disengage and pull away?
Yeah, I'm going to disengage and kind of leave this guy for Shelby and Talazar. I'm going to head to the top.
Okay. So you're going to disengage and move past Shelby up towards the other Mind Flayer?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the end of Codeine's go. You kind of make it up to him. It's not that far of a distance. It's only 30 feet, so your movement is more than enough. So you make your way up to the
I'm not trying to get right in his business, but I want to get within combat range. Yeah.
Well, 5 feet is combat range, so you move 25 feet to get within combat range. So he can engage you if he wants on his turn. I haven't rolled initiative for those yet, so they're not in this combat yet.
Not in this, okay.
Okay, so that is the end of Codeine's go. It's now into Aratir. So
I'm bleeding raging at this whole situation.
Okay.
I am gonna. So, sorry, I had a moment there. I was like, so I'm still engaged with the Mind Flayer.
Yep.
Didn't and Ogun sent me a little critter
Ogun sent
helper?
you a critter sonic helper that's now chewed into half the side of this Mind Flayer's head.
Yeah. Grand. Sorry, the side of the Mind Flayer's head. Did you say?
It's chomped in its head. It latched onto its side of its head and starts chewing.
Okay.
So it's like half of its face and the back part, part of the back part of its head, because it's got this bulbous squid-like head. So it's got that kind of overhanging bulbous part of the back, and it's chewed into that as well. And there's like ichor and gore falling onto the floors, and he's like,
ugh, Jesus Christ.
Lovely. I'm going to take a swing with my battle axe again at the center of the mind flare to try and avoid the little critter and cause max damage.
Okay.
So, sorry, I'm just gonna roll to see. Did that? So I rolled an 11. Yeah, I rolled 11 to hit, so that misses. Yeah,
that misses. You swing, and as the creature's biting into it, it kind of stumbles to one side as you bring your blade down. Just it clangs into the ground. You can attack again.
Huh? I can attack again.
You should get a secondary attack, don't you?
I have a bonus action. I don't think I have a secondary. Oh, secondary attack when I'm raging.
Yeah.
Okay, same again.
Yeah.
That's what's more is feeling. That is a 20, not a nat.
That definitely hits.
Okay, and we're gonna roll for damage. So that was 6 plus 2 melee damage, which is 8.
Plus your rage damage.
Plus your rage damage.
Plus
as
my
well.
rage.
Always add your rage damage as well.
Yeah,
plus
sorry.
3, is it?
Yeah. So.
Okay, so that's 6. So is that 9 in total?
Yeah. Sorry, it was 8 plus. Yeah.
9 in total. You then like scream, and you like kind of like internally just grit your teeth and just bring your blade straight up from the ground and catch the mind flayer in the side, lifting it up off the ground and into the wall as you push your blade into it. It's like it's swinging its soul blades up. You see it's really hurt at this point. It's like hanging in there, and the creature, the Sonic is still hanging onto the side of its head. It's like
Can I try a bonus attack in my spiked armor? 13. To hit.
That misses, unfortunately.
Oh well.
You go to slam into you with your shoulder, but it kind of shifts in your grasp and slides down the wall a bit. You just slam your arm into the wall, and you just see the spikes embed itself as the crystal just shatters out, and this arcane energy burst, a flash of energy just kind of like pulses outwards, and you kind of pull yourself back, pulling your blade out of the mind flayer as it stumbles there, holding itself. The Sonic's still attached to the side of its head, looking pretty fucking beat up. Okay, that is the end of our tiers. Go, Talazar, it's into you.
So the dude is still in front of me, isn't he?
Yeah.
How's he looking?
He's looking hurt. Yeah, he's looking hurt.
Okay, I am going to take 2 attacks at him.
Cool.
First one to hit would be 20 non-natural.
That hits.
Second attack will be again 21 to hit non-natural.
That hits. Roll damage.
So that would be 2d8. 12. So that is 6 plus 12 is 18 points, and then I am going to use a key point to do another 2 attacks. And as part of my open hand technique, you can no longer take a reaction. So when I get these 2 resolved, I'll be able to move away without you getting an attack of
Sure. Yeah, okay. You get to disengage freely.
Yeah, so the first one probably misses, does 11.
That misses.
And the next one then is a 15 to hit.
That just hits.
So that then becomes that's another 9 points of bludgeoning damage as I move away.
You literally strike into it. Right in someone's like, oh! And you see now the divots in its head that you've just knocked into it. Just the skull is cracked and there's blood oozing down as it starts to stagger in front of you. Shelby kind of looming behind it, and it's just like trying to keep itself upright. It's looking pretty rough. After that
I move back about 35 feet. 30
you
feet.
Step back. As you step back 30 feet back into the foyer, you look and you can see Norman is now standing to your right, kind of seemingly engaged now. As you look up and now see the spirit figure that is up and looming around the mind flayer that's engaged with ours here.
I say to Norman, good to see you finally take an interest.
Jesus, don't sass him now, Talazar.
Get back down.
The mind flayers now.
Ian gives out. I don't know who this guy is.
The staggering mind flayers now are their turn to attack. So the one that's with Shelby is kind of looking around dazed. He turns and sees the owlbear is going to take a strike into him and misses with the first attack, but it looks like that's a natural 3. That misses. That one hits, so that's a natural 18 plus 7, so 25 in Shelby.
25 damage or 25?
No, 25 to hit. 25 to hit.
Yeah. That's good.
And so That is plus 4. So that's 10 points of damage into Shelby. He turns around and just tries to swing and is dazed as the first blade sails over Shelby's head, but then he brings the second one up and catches Shelby just in the side of the head as the blade sinks in and there's a pulse of psionic energy and it just ripples around the owlbear's body and hits him for 10 damage. And the second mind flayer is going to turn and dazed and brings the blades up and swings out at you, Aratir, with the first attack. That is a 22 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, and then the second attack into you is a 15 to hit.
No, that misses.
So the first attack damage on that is 12 points of damage into you as the first blade sinks into your shoulder, the one that isn't covered by the protective armor, and you just feel this pulse of psionic energy just boom, and you like are pushed back, and you take 12 points of damage on that one.
Okay, sorry, I have to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw because of my cursed axe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to roll for that now.
That's okay.
That is a 16. Not going berserk.
Not going berserk. You managed to make the save. That's good. As you just kind of push through as the axe just, you hear this whisper like from the axe trying to get into your mind, and you just shake your head and push it out. It's like, and the rage keeps going, and it's managed to push you through of it. Okay, that is the end of the mind flayers go. Actually, no, the other mind flayers at the end of the order because I've rolled for him and he rolled really bad. So that is now into Shelby.
Shelby, you're right. So he's going to continue doing what he's doing on the one that's attacking Codeine.
Was attacking Codeine.
Attacking Codeine.
Mm-hmm.
But stops to look at a little butterfly.
Shelby is trying to just like shake off the psionic pulse that kind of whacked him inside the head, so he's staggering a bit, and as he kind of swings out with his claws, he misses completely and just like is just stumbling as the mind flayer, even in this current fucked up state, steps to one side as the owlbear attacks.
Give up your owlbear.
I'll get a beak attack. So
yeah, do a big attack on that.
No, he's still.
Jesus, and again trying to shake off the attack. He's like, and he just clomps down on air and hits nothing. It's now into you, Ogun.
Right. I'll cast another spell on myself.
Yeah.
And I'll say, small little legs and sharp pointy teeth. Let me do what you do, which are 8 skinny feet, and I cast a spider climb on myself. Tied up my game a little bit.
I love this. I love this kind of narrative of rhyming to do your spells.
Yeah.
Ogun's a poet.
Yeah.
So you cast like boom, and you just feel yourself like your legs feel extra strong, and you kind of feel you can probably climb walls, no problem whatsoever.
Can I start making my? How big is this room?
It's from floor to ceiling. It's about 80 feet.
Okay. Oh,
and
shit.
it goes back like up the stairs. The travel up the stairs is about 60 to 70 feet.
If I were to just turn and start, I want to get my idea is like to get up above the brain eventually.
You could kind of. So like I said, if you were to go up the side wall on either side and then walk along the ceiling, it would make your movements. Your movement is 25 feet, so it's going to take you 2 goes. Probably take actually 3 goes to get to it.
I'll start with that. I'll turn left and start running that way and up.
Okay, so you just kind of start. You make a way and you find full on Lionel Richie up the side of the wall. You get halfway up the wall, and you kind of look around. You can see the battle is ensuing around you. Okay, so that's the end of Ogun's go. Does that creature get another go there?
Yeah, Sonic key attacks because he's a summoned creature, so he attacks at the round. Is that the Mind Flayer guy is still going? Is he?
He is just about.
Right, he'll start biting into him. Continue biting into him. Hopefully. Oh, actually, yeah, it's my plus. So hang on, just give me a second. So he gets AC 19.
That hits. Roll damage.
Grand, and it is. D6 plus 3. What the hell? Why did that roll? Because I didn't get rid of the dice.
So 5. You watch as Sonic just starts to chew into the creature's neck and just and gnaws through like a feral piranha with legs and wings, chews directly through the mind flayer's neck all the way through to the far side. The head flops off into Sonic's arms and he just continues to devour it as the body flops to the floor dead, ichor and blood spewing from the neck wound, and Sonic is just consuming the head in one fell mouthful. And is a 1x mind flayer.
Hey, mind flayer, how's your head?
Okay, so that's one down. That is the end of Ogun's go. It's now into Norman, and your spirit creature, your shadow creature, is now floating around the body. That's just flopped to the floor.
Okay. I will send the shadow creature off to. Well, actually, that's next turn. So Talazar is fighting one, right?
Talazar is disengaged and is next to you. Down in the foyer.
Oh, gross. Okay, I'll take a few steps away from him. And let me see. What's I'm gonna stick to the ones that are close to Ogun.
Well, Ogun is now up the wall. There's one next to
But
Shelby.
I mean, like relative to him, like the closest one. I'm judging my position based on where Ogun is.
The one closest to Ogun is the one that's engaged.
Please say it's mine. Please say it's mine.
No, it's the one engaged with Shelby.
Oh, I quite like Shelby. Yeah, sure. I'll fire. I'll stay near the hut. Like I won't get up, but I will fire off a couple of Eldritch Blasts at that one.
Okay, cool. So roll to hit.
I'll just do it here. So the first one is a 24.
That definitely hits.
And the second one is a 21.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
So, damage is first one does 10.
Okay.
Second one does 7. So 17 altogether.
Yeah, you all watch as Norman just effortlessly boom, 2 Eldritch Blasts, catch the mind flayer, one in the kind of the shoulder that kind of blasts the arm from the socket. It's like the arm just flies through the air. The second one catches it in the side of the head, and the head just then at the far end, and the body just crumples to the ground dead. Just
nice.
goo forming around it. The Eldritch Blast effect of searing smoke coming from the side of its head as it just lays dead on the ground. Shelby's like, and just starts picking at the body.
Nice.
Okay, that is the end of Norman's go, unless you want to move.
No, I don't want to move.
Cool. It is now the Mind Flayer that is engaged with Cody.
Shadow Spawns go.
Shadow Spawns go. Sorry. Yes.
I'm going to have that come back over to me and just stand next to Talazar so it slows him down a lot.
Okay, so Talazar, you are now slowed for your next turn. You've got half movement.
So you purposely so I have half movement now. Okay.
You've half movement on your next turn because you feel all of a sudden as you're kind of taking the battle and watching the Mind Flayer assassins fall, you feel this cold energy just kind of wrap itself around you, and your legs feel a bit like lead as you look up, and it's this like shadow entity just like flowing or it's hovering over you, and Norman is just kind of standing off to the side next to the hut. The Mind Flayer engaged with Cody and is going to take a stab in as it like 2 soul blades just appear from its hands. That's a natural 1, so that fucks that up. And it's going to sweep out them with a tentacle attack at you again. That's 12 plus 7. That's 18 to hit.
It hits.
It hits. Again, once more, the tentacles lash out at you as you just see this, like, it's just watching... It's Legend of the Overfiend all over again as these tentacles just slap you in the face. What's the D10 I need to roll here? D10 plus 4. That's another 10 points of damage into you as you just feel
Jesus Christ, have we got
wave
healers?
Slap you across the face. That's the end of its go. It's now into Cody and it's your go.
Okay, I'm going to yell out, are there any healers in this place? And then I'm going to engage with this foe, because obviously I've learned nothing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that somebody takes my cry of distress seriously for their go.
Loran, inside your hut, do you hear this cry for healing?
Yeah, he pokes his head out and he's like, well, yes, but you're going to have to come in the hut.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Actually, wait. Can I
Alright.
heal? I think I can heal.
I think you have healing word at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of those things.
It's a
Yeah.
shame that you couldn't like carry the hut around like a little like ambulance.
That'd be really good.
No, but wheels.
Well, I don't mind
You have cure
sticking
wounds.
the hut on my travel inventory.
You can shape the hut any way you want.
Oh yeah, but it's mine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't want it to be beneficial to other people.
Yeah, Loran's got an architectural vision, and I love that for him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attack this guy,
Yeah.
and when I am then afterwards, if whatever happens, I'm going to dash to the hut because I am messed up.
Okay, cool. So roll to attack.
Okay, so rapier again because again I've learned nothing. 17.
That hits.
Hooray!
Oh God, if I'm a swashbuckler and I can't hear nothing, it's an existential crisis.
If you can't buckle your swash, then you're fucked.
Yeah. What am I?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. What are
okay.
you good for?
So
So roll your
let's-
damage.
Roll for damage. 6.
6 is it. Is there any additionals to that?
Don't forget
There's
your sneak
shit-
attack.
Yeah, your sneak attack.
Yeah,
well,
I'm going
it's
to
not,
do sneak attack.
So it's
afterwards.
not
Yeah.
engaged with any other creature.
Ah.
But
Okay.
as a swashbuckler, she's one-on-one with the creature taking.
Oh,
use
that's
their-
right. Swashbuckling, you can do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
So roll
So-
sneak. Roll your. So sneak attack is. Let's see.
It gets distracted by the shiny buckles
It does.
and the fear of being washed.
Okay, I'm
Roll.
going to roll my sneak attack. Wayne.
Looking at the wrong character sheet. Yeah,
Yep.
sneak attack. You roll. You can deal an extra 3d6 damage.
Yeah, bitch. I've just done that.
9.
And
Nice.
the total is 9.
So
What?
17, and so total that is 26.
Thank
Christ.
the old gods and the new for that because I was feeling pretty useless.
You slash into this mind flayer as it kind of readies itself, and it's like you're in blur as you sidestep it, knock one of its soul blades aside, slash into the cross, the top part of its shoulder, down into its chest, and then pierce the blade in as if it's like, and there's a look of shock that you can kind of make out in its tentacled face as the beady eyes that peer out at you are kind of a bit as wide as they can go, and it's like, and you see just kind of a bit of ooze and blood dripping out from underneath its tentacles. That is the. And you did you say you
Dripping with
wanted
ghoul.
dripping with ghoul? Did you want to disengage after that?
Yeah, I'm gonna can I sorry. I am going to yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna dash. Can I dash?
That's no. So dash is an action. So you're doubling you're using your action to double your movement, as far as I'm aware. But
I
You
have
can dash as
my
a rogue.
bonus action
You-
is cunning action.
Oh,
I can dash,
sorry,
disengage,
apologies,
or hide.
Apologies.
Yeah,
Apologies.
sorry.
I'm just reading it here
I
now.
got all
as an
these
archetype.
abilities.
You do. So you have your dash as a rogue. Yeah, so you can dash it, double your distance, so 60 feet. So that will bring you
Yeah.
down. I'll allow it to bring you down towards the tent.
Ew!
Sure.
Well,
Um,
I don't need your charity.
Oh God.
Just kidding.
Yes,
I
you
do.
Yeah.
Yes, I
so
absolutely do.
as you kind of come down, you make your way down, stumbling down past Shelby, stepping over the dead body. I think you rock up to the tent with Loran inside, and you've disengaged from that creature. So right now, there's nobody else engaged with anyone, but the round is still going. But you can still, if you want to do anything, I'll let you interact with the tent if you wish.
Okay, I'm going to present myself at the door of the hut and say, "Hey, Loran, little help."
You can come in.
So you step inside with the rest of your movement, and you're now inside the hut. Okay. Next up is Aratir. Aratir, you have a mind flayer at the top of the stairs that it's readied itself and is looking down at you.
Oh god, another not mind flare. Okay, fucking. How far away from me is it?
It's about 20 feet.
Okay, 20 feet. I am going to lob my javelin at it.
Oh, okay. You reach onto your back with your javelin is in one swift movement. Just pull it from your back and throw it straight at the mind flayer assassin.
That was a 12 plus 7 is 19.
That hits.
And 2 for rage and 21, yeah.
That definitely hits.
Yeah.
Mm.
And roll for damage. This is fucking weird. I'm rolling the digital dice, but it's not doing the totaling up properly. So that was 1d6 plus 4. So that was 3, 4, 7.
And your rage bonus?
Which is 2, so that was 9.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
You just throw and you just impale the Mind Flayer assassin with the jab. It's like, and it catches it, and it takes 9 points of damage. And it's like, and it just starts to pull it out of its body. It's like, its tentacles twitching. Okay, so that is the end of Arator's go. Talazar, it's into you. Remember, your movement is halved.
Perfect. So I have 45 feet of movement, so that'd be down to 20.
Yeah.
What is the distance between me and the next creature that needs to be?
The next two minus the Mind Flayer assassins are about 60 feet away from you.
They're 60 feet away from me.
Yeah.
So 20.
They're up the top of the stairs.
Be able to hit them. Stupid mouse. They're 60 feet away, so I need the one that's nearest to the one that's nearest. I need you to make a dexterity save.
I'm guessing you're casting Sacred Flame, are you?
I am casting Sacred Flame.
And that's a fail. A natural 4 roll and does not have.
Cool.
Yeah, so
that's a total. Oh, nice. That's a total of 11 points of radiant damage.
which one is this you're aiming this at?
The one that's probably nearest to Shelby.
Grant.
Like the one that Cody.
Yeah, the one that Cody initially attacked. Yeah. So how many points of damage into that?
That was 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay. You all watch as Talazar just swishes his hand out, and this large beam just strikes out at the Mind Flayer assassin at the top of the stairwell there that Cody is disengaged with. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So he takes.
Then,
yeah.
I'm just going to say that's my turn because I'm not going to use my bonus action.
It's now into Shelby's go, but just as Shelby does this, you all feel this wave, this
of mutilation.
Just emanate from the brain that's embedded into the ceiling. It's this boom. I need everyone to make a. Where's it gone again?
What are you going to do now, Wayne?
I need I need everyone to make an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
An intelligence save. Oh Jesus, he says.
Okay.
Is it a spell, Wayne?
You just feel this large blast hit you right in your brain stems.
Okay, I have. Oh no!
Loran's entrance into the room. Look, Loran's full on roll onto the bed. Phenomenal, beautiful.
Oh dear.
Loran, a psychic blast has just emanated out from the brain that's encased up in the ceiling. As you're all now need to make an intelligence saving throw. Everyone in the group.
20, but not a nat one.
20, okay.
19 for me.
19, okay.
17.
9 for me.
9, 17. Aratir, what you get?
6.
6. Loran?
Was it?
Oh dear.
What was it? An intelligence saving throw?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 15.
Okay.
For Loran,
Yeah.
particularly.
Second now. All dice. Anyone that got below 18 takes.
Oh, I forgot to I pressed the wrong button. It's actually a 20, so.
Okay, Ogun succeeds.
Can it get into the hut?
You're in the hut.
Yes, can it get into the hut? The damage.
Does the hut cover you from damage, Loran? The tiny hut.
That's a great question.
It's also a great sentence.
All other creatures' objects are barred from spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome. So Loran and Cody are protected
safe
from the safe. So it's just Aratir.
Thank God, because
actually, Talazar, what did you roll? 19.
19.
Grant. It's
Yeah.
just Aratir.
I would
Aratir,
have been doing death saving rolls, guys.
Aratir,
Yeah.
you take 21 points of psychic damage and you were knocked prone on the ground.
Motherfucker.
You
Do
then
we
all
take
hear
half damage?
you see. I actually want to check and see if you do take half damage. Any target. Nope, you don't take any damage.
We rolled for our creatures like Shelby and Sonic.
Yes. Aratir, you're actually not prone, you're stunned for 1 minute. So you can't do any, you're like, oh.
Oh my god,
The stunned effect. The stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, can only speak falteringly. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and attack rolls against this creature have advantage. You then all hear in your mind the booming voice of Quaval saying, I do not wish to fight you at this point in time. I understand. You must be feeling frustrated. But you must also realize that I have plans to deal with. And with that, you feel the room start to shake and move and tilt to one side as the spider stands up.
No.
You're all inside it.
And we're all in it. Wonderful.
You feel the room just shake. Inside the hut, Loran and Cody, and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Because the spell didn't affect you in any way, shape, or form, so you two are okay. But it's just chaos outside as the group and the bodies that are being thrown about the place as the spider stands up and then starts to move away from the town of Breshton. You're all still encased within. Some of you, well, one of you in particular is stunned. The rest of you are kind of mid-combat. One of you was up the wall, and you managed to hang on there because you weren't damaged. And we're going to take a quick break.
Okay. Can I ask Loran? I've asked Loran to heal me. Does that happen? Do they do it?
We shall see.
Do you do it?
We shall see on the
will have
return.
a conversation about that.
Oh,
Yeah, we will have a conversation. Okay, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to announce the winner of the Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, sponsored by Dublin City Comics. Thank you very much, folks, for that. Check them out at Dublin City Comics. I want to say .ie.com. I always forget. We'll put the URL below.
.ie.
It's .ie. And you check out their store. They are currently doing a special sale. If you enter the code LOCKDOwn, all one word, promo code at the checkout, you will get 25% off your order. So do check them out. They are the sponsors of the show, and they continue to sponsor us. Thank you so much to those folks at Dublin Comics. We will announce the winner of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and we will give you a question to win this copy of Candlekeep Mysteries on the next episode of Pubcast. We're going to go take a quick food and drink break and a pee break. We will see you soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Hey folks, we're back after break. We're fed, watered, and we've emptied our bladders. We are going to do the giveaway for Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So if I bring up the list on the episode, I don't know why I'm French all of a sudden.
Why not?
Look at the list on the thing. Right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 entrants. So I need somebody to roll me a D10.
I'll do it.
Okay, Kim, roll a D10, Kim.
You can do it.
Let's go.
Do it now.
That's a 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Create design. Design is spelled with a Z in the middle. You are the winner of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I will send you a create design. I think you're on Facebook. Let me see now. I've tracked you down. I'm going to send you a message on your page on Facebook. Create design. I will give you a shout on Facebook through your page. Congratulations, you got the question correct. The answer obviously is Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Was the answer to the question of what is the spell that Tasha has named after her, or has her name in. This copy of the book will be winging its way to you soon. Now, thanks to Dublin City Comics for the continued sponsorship. we have
Thanks,
this
lads.
copy of Candlekeep Mysteries to give away. The question, if you wish to win the copy of Candlekeep Mysteries, is
What did we
famous
have for dinner in the last episode?
What famous coast in the Forgotten Realms is the Candlekeep Mysteries Library situated? Where can it be found? On what famous coast?
The Wild Atlantic Way.
Yeah. What coast in the Forgotten Realms is the Candlekeep Mysteries Library situated and found? Write your answer below. Share this video on social media, be it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, tagging Pubcast. So we have to get the tag so we know you've shared it out there, so we get the notification of whatever social media it is. And you will be in a chance to win this book, and we will pop it out in the post to you, announcing the winner on our next episode. Okay, folks, thank you so much, Dublin City Comics. They are brilliant. Check them out, DublinCityComics.ie. They currently have a sale on there. If you type in lockdown as a promo code, you will get 25% off your entire order. So the promo code right at the end, as you're at the checkout, there's a section for promo code. If you type in lockdown in there, you'll get 25% off your order. They're a fantastic bunch. They've really helped us out with continued sponsorship with these fantastic prizes as our campaign has gone on. Long may it continue. And without further ado, we are going to get back to the adventure. So where we left off, the group are inside a large crystalline spider that has now risen from the town of Breshton and is making its way through, away from the town, through the unknown countryside, around this particular ruins of a town. Trapped within, the group have been in combat, or were in combat, with a selection of Mind Flayer assassins, trying to get to the large elder brain that was attached or fused with the drow known as Dilyss Quaval. Aratir had taken a fair bit of a whack and is stunned. The rest of the group are standing around, and Loran and Codeine are tucked in together inside Loran's tiny hut.
Yeah. Codeine's in bits.
The voice of Quaval echoes through your minds as he says, I do not wish to engage in combat with you, for it will not end well, and you have roles to fill. And then, Norman, you hear in the back of your mind, just you, no one else hears this. I have a proposition that requires your attention and the cooperation of the group. It will be beneficial for your needs and may lead to answers to your questions.
Loran was to poke his head out of the tiny hut.
Oh.
Sorry, you said that, you don't want to engage in combat. We all have roles to fill. I get it. But, you threatened to kill us, so, wouldn't that, put a bit of a damper on your plan?
My plan has many facets that require attention. I can keep some of you alive if I need to. Not all of you, as you have said, are important. But if you do not want to cooperate, I can dispatch you from this existence if I need to.
So are we essential or are we not?
Again, some of you are more essential than others.
Right, who are those ones?
Mm-hmm.
I assume it's old Norman over here.
Roll a persuasion check to see if you even get a response.
Yeah, I've got fucking sweet persuasion. Hang on.
Yep.
Don't tempt it.
Give me a second. Just reloading this up again.
Just up again.
Heals.
Can't believe she booted up again.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be 16.
16. You just hear a low grumble in the back of your head, you can definitely sense the annoyance in the voice, but it does not reply. You kind of feel a psychic push against the back of your head, as if it's just saying, just to leave it the fuck alone. But then, after about a minute or so, it kind of then addresses the group. He's like, if you wish to continue with your fruitless quest of trying to put an end to my plans, I cannot stop that action from happening, but I can stop you. But it is in my best interest to let you go so far. Remember, I have control over many a situation, and I can be wherever I want to be at any one time.
Okay.
You can choose to leave if you wish, be it by yourself, of your own volition. You can choose to continue on the path of trying to stop me, or you can die right here. My plans will continue regardless.
So leaving is an option.
Yes,
Wayne,
it is.
Wayne, I'm kind of above him,
Yeah.
like about to pounce on the brain, and when he says that, I'm kind of like, hang on, but I'm a bit confused here. Like, could you repeat that last part? I thought defeating you stops you.
You will not be able to defeat me, little man.
I think I take offense to that. I'm not too sure on the man part.
Yeah, like he's a Wolverine.
Yeah,
That's super rude.
it is a bit speciest as well.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
pop back into the tiny hut to talk to Cody.
Okay.
Thank you.
It then pushes again once more at you, Norman, saying the same thing, offering you some form of escape plan. It's like,
I'm waiting for you to explain your end.
there are individuals that have lied to you, as I've said, but there is one that knows the truth and can explain everything. A former compatriot of mine. If you find them, or if I send you to them, they will answer any question you have and point you on the path to the answers you seek.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought
He's not. He's only doing this to Norman Ogan. You can't do any of this. You can't do
I'm
any
just
of
stating
this.
to the fact I'm confused.
Yeah.
No.
Like
be reasonable with me for one goddamned second.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about putting me back on this path. How fucking long is it?
It all depends on how the next couple of minutes unfold, I suppose. If you travel to this individual and ask them the questions you have, they may be able to point you in the direction of home rather quickly. And that is also for the rest of your compatriots as well.
Doesn't bother me so much, but sure.
They can all return to their respective realms of existence.
What? No, we don't hear.
The rest of you, as like you start to hear again the voice in your head, he's like, I have plans. You disagree with most of them, if not all. But you are also key to them. Your existence in this world and elsewhere is key to them. This is not upsetting my ideas and schemes in any way telling you this. But you may not have a choice but to go the path I lead and lay out before you. And the brain continues to quiver as the tentacles kind of twitch and writhe, and the body of Duval is kind of twitching every now and again as it speaks. What did the group want to do? What did any of you want to say?
I would like to talk to Cody.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like to talk to Loran.
Yeah.
Before healing her up.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not one for big dramatics, you know, but I mean,
I stifle a giggle. Sorry, I'm really keeping that shit locked down. Okay.
all I'm saying is that us dying would ruin his plan, right?
Yes. Well, I suspect it may only delay his plan. As much as I don't want to tell you this, Loran, I don't think we are uniquely special. I think we may be useful but replaceable, but it would take longer to replace us.
Then why is he going
like
to all these efforts of keeping us alive? Would it not have made sense if he needed people from different dimensions to take, I don't know, 5 from each in case something like this happened?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like, that seems like a bad system.
Hard agree. Especially given some of our quirks, let's say. But I think there may be special qualities about us, but I think mostly the special quality about us is we come from a place. And unless there's literally nobody left there or that world has turned in on itself, if we're the last surviving things, then I see where you're going. But do we know that we are?
I have a couple of ideas of things we could try.
Okay.
I mean, how much do we like that monk guy? We could test it out.
He's one of the healthier ones at the moment, though, Loran. I'm standing before you in bits.
That brings me to my second point. I could heal you, or I could make this very painless.
I kind of like this. Why do I like this? Loran, I'm quietly impressed. Okay.
Plan 3, we go along with him and become rulers of our own pocket dimensions. That's pretty lit.
That is, as you might say, lit. However, what would happen were I to leave here and with whatever last gasp, whatever is left in my body, try and sever some of the links between this body and this brain, probably get struck down doing it, and then just fade from existence.
Cody, I've never been as attracted to you as I am in this moment.
And I'm going to blush slightly, but Loran can probably tell what my response is. Would be, were I able to be clear about anything. It's dramatic. It's
go out in a blaze of glory. And if we win, you're a hero.
That's true.
Everyone loves a martyr.
Hey, so what do you think? Do you think the team will be... No. I was about to say, would the team be distraught? But can we... I'm going to try and give Aratir a wink on the way past, because I think Ogun has been there for me in the past. So if I wink to Aratir and you call off Ogun if he tries any reviving, I'm sure Talazar will be fine. I think Norman might cheer, so he'll be okay. You want to try it? I do not appreciate what I was put through as a puppet to this person and their plan. I do not appreciate it.
Like anti-establishment move to like take yourself out of the equation like this.
It would. I can see why the half orc. I can see why the magical Wolverine. I can see why whatever Norman is invaluable. I even see your value, Loran.
That's a nice thing you never said to me.
Talazar has been through quite a lot. But he's magic.
Who is
I
Talus?
think. Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna move on from that. I'm gonna move on and let you discover in your own time. I'm gonna let you get there.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna say is, I seem to be maybe the one that is the least existentially special. I mean, I was just a fairly handy actor and a pretty skilled thief and stabber. I don't know that I'm heroically different, apart from, I was unlucky enough to be toyed with in his game. If he were to be really messed up by my expiration, we'd know that it was me and not just a person from this universe.
Exactly. We'll look at your death as a really heroic trial run.
Ooh. Why do I like this? I like this though, Loran. I do. Maybe it's because this time it's on my terms. Last time, didn't like it so much.
Maybe honestly, Cody, and not to be blunt, what have you got left to live for?
It's true. I mean, I could be trying to forge this fledgling friendship with Norman. Good point. Okay, well, I do love Aratir.
She's gonna be real pissed off when she discovers all of this.
I would have loved to be
hot, strong, and socially adept. She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine. I mean, I saw a future getting chicken fillet rolls for her while she was on duty. So, I mean, if you stick around, maybe you could do that. But okay, you know what? Fuck it, Loran. Let's go. Let's do this.
I believe in you.
What will we do about the others? Will we let them take their exits, or no? I suppose they probably have to.
Hang on, it's fine. I got this. I'll just distract them. You leave the hut.
Okay. I leave the hut and I cheese it. I cheese it past Aratir.
Okay.
Guys, I have pastries and healing spells in the hut.
Where is she going?
Now, Aratir, you've just come out of your stun. So the stun is worn off and you're kind of dazed and you're looking around and you just see Codeine blur past you up towards the Mind Flayer assassin who is just pulling the javelin out of their chest that you've thrown at them.
Can I yell at Aratir? Aratir, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's totally under control, babe. She's got this.
Why do I not believe them?
No, it's cool.
I'm still hanging above the brain.
It's Loran. What's not to believe?
Waiting for a nod and a wink or anything.
Ogun is just above. He's just up in the ceiling.
I'm waiting for a nod and a wink or anything that I can finally see what brain tastes like without being a zombie. So, I'm kind
Ogun, I have loads of fun little critters in this tent. They just want to hang out with you. They think you're their god. You should come say hi.
Well, I'm all the way up here.
Yeah, you should come down.
But this dickhead is like threatening
I've got
us in the forest, isn't he?
Little dormouse named no, not Norman. He's Norman. Named
Norman.
Any other name in the world?
Norman the Dormouse.
Norman the Dormouse.
He owes me a twig and a stone.
You better come down and get it, man.
While all this is going on, I need Codeine, Loran, and Ogun to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Grand.
Dear.
Oh, I was looking forward to rolling acrobatics or something. Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
There we go. Oh, I've got good on this, I think. Oh, fuck yeah. 23.
23. Okay.
I think that's me, isn't it?
8.
And Loran, what did you get?
21.
21. Both Ogun and Loran, you feel something trying to push its way in to your mind, and you kind of just shrug it off. Cody, you're in full tilt, running kind of as you run up past Aratir. You kind of push up against the wall, the kind of the red crystalline wall. As your foot hits it, there's a spark of energy, and you kind of try to sidestep the assassin at the top. It's just pulling out the javelin, and just as you turn to bring your blades out, 2 of the tentacles from the brain flash out as you feel something push into your mind and read everything you're thinking at that particular moment. As the tentacles grapple around you and try to make a grab, please roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Oh, that's the one I want to be rolling. Okay, lads, I'm back on the physical dice after this. I can't do this anymore. I got a 9.
A 9.
The powers that be.
You
I've
don't.
got a +6.
Yeah, you don't. You basically try to just twist in the air, but the tentacles grab out at you and grapple around your arms and pin you up against the wall and hold you there as your blade is up and you're just looking, because the elder brain is able to read minds.
Yeah, I presumed he could hear us. Like I presumed the whole
he can
conversation.
do detect thoughts at any particular point, and as soon as he saw you beelining up the wall, that's what he did.
Wayne, does he not get low? Does he not get stuck in Ogun's head since there's nothing else in there?
No, because you pushed him away. You managed to roll high enough.
Ah, okay. Damn it.
You then all hear the voice once more.
Sorry, Wayne.
Yeah.
I have a defense against spells. So what do I do for that? Do I roll twice?
So where's
I have a resistance to damage from spells.
It's
Is
not
that just
He
damage?
was just trying to read your thoughts. Yeah.
I also have an advantage against being charmed.
That's fine. He wasn't trying to charm you. It's okay. Loran is like, what?
No, I see the cat.
Oh, the cat. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, my kitty.
You hear the voice in your mind. You hear the voice in your mind once more as it pushes in, and he's like, "You clearly have made up your mind that you will not cooperate, and I have no choice but to take matters into my own hands."
Fuck me up, fam.
You all feel a blast of cold air as all of the doors in the corridors that you all walked up on slam open, and there's a rush of air pummels in and starts pulling at you all as the spider tilts backwards. I need you all to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Shit.
Sorry, Wayne. Would spider climb come into effect?
You're still stuck up there, so spider climb sticks you to the wall as a spell and it doesn't require you to do anything. Like there's dexterity. Let me see now. Where's spider climb? Spider climb. Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up and down across vertical surfaces and upside down while leaving its hands free. The target also gains a climbing speed equal to its walking speed. It just allows you to walk up walls, so you're not like an actual spider that you're stuck. Like
No
it
worries.
just, you still need to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, cool.
So, Talazar, what did you get?
I love the
11.
11. Ogun, what did you get?
I got a 6.
Oh, 6. Codeine.
17 on a
17.
physical dice, baby.
Aratir.
17 on a virtual die.
Loran and Norman, what did you get?
I got a 19.
19.
Nice.
I got a cast fly.
Cool. So Norman just tilts and just levitates up above us that the ground moves. Aratir, you manage to flip and hold on to the side of the banister. Cody, and as the tentacles let you go when you're about to fall, you just jam your blade into the wall and you're hanging on there. Loran, you just have the tent pegs from your hut jammed into the crystal and you bury yourself in the hut holding on as you manage to hold on for dear life as the spider tilts. But Ogun and Talazar tumble and you see them disappear out through the doorway as the room moves and tilts upwards. The bodies of the assassins that were dead flip and roll out of the doorway. The two that are left alive, the first one is a natural 1. Second one is a 4. Both of them careen off the stairwell and down, fall down towards the back of the room, impacting on the back of the wall, taking
They don't hit the floor. They hit the back of the
fair
wall.
amount of damage. There's a crack as one of them that's trying to pull the javelin out of his chest. He kind of impacts the javelin, gets punched through and out the other side of his body, and he's like pinned on the wall, still alive.
Wait.
Yeah.
2 things. One, the owlbear. Will I roll for the owlbear?
Shelby, please roll for Shelby.
Cool. And 2, can I command the Fae to come and catch me, or to come and grab me?
You can, yeah, if you want. Yeah.
I'll do that, but I'll roll. I'm looking for dice, and I'm using a virtual dice. Duh. Right, give me a sec. So it's a d20 plus its dex, which is 1. So hang on. That's 11 for Shelby.
tumbles out the door as well. You just hear as the large elbow
Oh
form
no!
streaks past through the air,
Shelby,
out through the doorway.
He can fly though, right?
No. He's just,
Okay, roll for the Fae is trying to grab you, is he?
yeah.
The Fae.
He's actually strong. He's better than most. He's
because
strength
that
13.
creature can fly. So,
It can fly, and it's wait, give me a sec. Where did I read that fly?
Lads, I have a swizzle stick.
okay.
Yeah, 60. Oh no, hang.
So you're rolling a strength check for this individual, this Fae creature.
I'm just gonna hang on. I think I'm just looking for the fly. I could have sworn this. Maybe I got that fucking wrong. Sorry.
So this thing doesn't fly. It doesn't have wings.
I don't. I could have sworn it did.
Is this on your character sheet?
No, this is on the creature. I've got the stats here. I'm just seeing where I seen fly.
Well, let's just take it for red because the previous fight that the guy had wings, so he has wings.
Cool.
Okay, so if he's flying to catch you, roll a strength check for the creature using its statistics with strength.
Radio.
A strength saving throw.
So it's just +1 to this, so 18.
18. It reaches out and grabs you in its small form, like, as it lifts. Like, luckily you're not that much bigger than it, but it lifts you up and holds you, and you're kind of hovering just above the doorway, and it moves across to drop you down on the tilted wall that's now pretty much the floor. You look up and you see Norman floating above you, and the Loran inside the hut just clinging on, and everyone else just hanging. Talazar's gone out the door. You just don't see. He just vanishes past you. And he's just tumbling.
We see
back.
that a lot with Talazar.
Yeah, he's just like whoop, and you just hear like whoa, as he just falls. There he's gone. Look,
there he is.
What's his name?
I want to while I'm like hovering there, I just kind of want to look at Quaval and be like, "Sorry, I actually wasn't done negotiating. You don't need to dump me out like that."
My name's Talazar.
I still hear his voice on the wind.
The voice then reverberates back through your head, and I was like, "Can we agree on terms for what you will undertake?"
I was willing to agree on terms until you until you just did that. So. No, I'm not going to believe you because you can't even make up your mind on what your own motive is. Never mind who you want to deal with. Mm-hmm. So, if you'll, I'm going to offer you my terms in this sense. I want to pop off, kind of having noticed the situation. I want to pop off a double Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
At Cody.
Coding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was also gonna try kill Cody. This is so good.
Okay. Yeah. Roll to attack.
This is not the way people thought Norman and Codeine would end up
I'm not
inflicting
shocked.
damage.
I'm shocked, but I'm not shocked.
I respect Codine's hustle.
Yeah.
Of course,
I like
your
it.
sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Yeah. The first one is 40. The second one,
She agreed to this.
Yeah. The first one, I think misses. No, the first one hits. Both of them hit.
Roll for Damage.
Yeah. Codine's armor class is 14.
Yeah.
Damn, Codine.
How do I have the highest armor class?
Look, I'm fast.
How do I have as much AC as you do?
I don't know.
Lads, I don't know. I must have been drunk when I rolled this character. She literally can't do anything.
First piece of damage is 6 into you.
12 altogether.
Yeah.
12 altogether.
Yeah, I am toast.
You just see as 2 Eldritch Blasts streak out and catch Codine square in the chest that she's hanging on for dear life. She goes unconscious and lets go of the blade and falls.
I feel no
Didn't see this.
You all see this happen.
That was Aratir's reaction.
Yeah.
Can we catch her?
Well, you're being held up by the thing, so you're floating and it's like it's holding on to you. So Codine is falling, technically falling past Aratir. So if you want to try and grab her, you can.
Can I try and grab her? What do I need to roll to try and grab her?
What?
Lorraine,
I don't know that.
We don't know.
but
We were
Lorraine
with
can
you, so
tell
you
you.
The only people that know this is Loran and
I'm telling you now.
Tell her now, yeah.
There's been a lot going on.
Why did you guys think this was a good idea? I'm still going to try and save her. I'm probably going to.
You got locked in the tent? What?
Okay, roll a strength check. See if you grab her.
Please let this be the only time Aratir can't do something.
What am I? Strength check, he said. 10.
10. You reach out and Codine's body just gone. You just grasp at air as the body tumbles and falls. It impacts on the wall below, boom, beside the door, flopping and falling out the doorway.
Oh no.
Falling. You just
Nice
see her
drop and
disappear out the doorway. Gone.
Oh no. What the fuck?
Loran shouts up to the big brain. 1 down. We can keep going all day.
I see. You clearly are not to be trifled with. This is quite frustrating. I did not believe you had it in you.
At first, I wanted to kill her the most. Now it's the second least.
I'm pretty sure that other guy is dead.
Did you roll any damage for me from the fall?
No, not yet. So, Codine's body has disappeared out the doorway. Talazar's gone out the doorway. You just see the brain pulsing and twitching, and the tentacles are writhing. The room starts to kind of tilt and not so much level out, but go back to more of a 30-degree angle over the 90-degree angle. And it's kind of, you feel that the spider is now riding itself up. The voice is more of a kind of a low hum and grumble as he then turns to, you hear Norman and Loran in your head. Both of you both hear is like, the rest of you don't hear this. Am I to take it you're willing to join me in my endeavors?
Initially, I was pretty down.
I was super down.
But you've been a bit like...
Little bit of a bitch. Little bit of a bitch, boy.
You're flip-flopping a lot. I don't think you know what you want for yourself personally. And that's a bit of a downer when it comes to a boss.
Yeah, you don't seem like you're offering... I feel like we'd be working for you rather than with you. And I'm not super into that.
Yeah.
I can disclose that I am weakened slightly in my mental abilities right now due to the close proximity of the creature you know as Vestivus. I am slightly unable to communicate fully due to him being here.
Did he fall out? Who knows?
He is still within the confines of this creature. I can sense him nearby.
Right.
You must understand that whenever I am near him, or the one you call Trevelyan, we are all compromised.
Interesting. Aratir, Ogun, one of you with muscles, get the Birdman in here. Drag him if you have to.
I'll go get him.
Okay, so the spider starts to right itself back up, and you kind of feel yourself leveling out. Aratir, you kind of brush yourself off and move into the next room, where the pods were.
Right.
As you look over at the far end of the room, kind of dropping from being draped over the pod, you see Codine's body as it boom, boom, to the ground. And it's just basically flopping there. It's dead. Like, not dead, she's unconscious, she's out cold. She has taken some damage from the fall. Codine, you take 5 damage. So, like, you are
Sorry,
unconscious.
do you mean further damage to me being dead?
Well, you're unconscious.
Well, that would be a death save then.
Yeah,
Gone.
so that's a death save
Yeah, I'm
done.
on to
So
death saves. I can't put any more damage in my.
no, so when I explain,
Yeah.
when I explain it.
Yeah.
So you take damage, you reduces you by 1 death save. So you're down to 2 death saves rather than 3. Okay.
Yeah, but
So clock it down.
What happens if the character doesn't want to be saved?
What? If the character doesn't want to be saved?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're willing to sacrifice yourself fully and kill off Codeine, you can do that if you want to, if that's what you really want.
We wanted to see his reaction. And his reaction was, he was more concerned. I wanted to see how important Codeine was to the plan.
Sure.
He barely reacted to me going. I think he was more likely to negotiate. Well, no, he's negotiating with Norman and Loran now. And
so you don't know any of this because it's technically you're unconscious. Okay?
Yeah, I'm unconscious. Okay,
so in regards to Codeine itself, though, as a character, if you as the player want to just kill Codeine straight off the bat, and that's what you want to do?
I mean, of course I don't. But for the game, that was the plan.
If that's what, like I said, again, so if you want Codeine to die as part of the plan, then we can allow that to happen.
Yeah. I think what I might do is, thankfully, the way I'm rolling today, it'll probably happen anyway. But I might have to do the saves just to see where Norman and Loran end up, so I can find out what happened as a consequence of them killing me. Yeah, I'll roll.
Let the dice decide it.
Yeah.
So Wayne, from our perspective, right?
Yeah.
Like, I need to do this in my head before I do something. Ogun's after seeing Norman turn and kill one of us in cold blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what you've seen. So then Norman has then asked the group, somebody in the group, large and strong, to go fetch Festivus.
Yeah, he turned to me and I go like, you are not the alpha of this pack, and I'm going to attack him.
What do you mean, little creature?
Okay, so you're going to attack Norman. Aratir, are you still leaving to go?
I've already gone to get what's his face, Festivus. And you said that I see Codeine.
You'd see Codeine's body, because Codeine's body, as it fell, clot off one of the capsules and fell, like, was kind of trapped on it, and then as the spider is righted itself up, falls to the ground and is unconscious there, and is, like, you're unaware to you, they've taken damage, but is down a death save.
Okay.
And where's Festivus?
You don't see. Roll a perception check to see if you see him in this room.
Perception, he says. 7.
7. All you're focusing on is the fact that Codeine is lying there, motionless. You see the pods all around. Some of them seem to have been damaged. That's it. You don't see anything else.
So I haven't seen. So I haven't. I haven't seen what I was sent here to pick up.
Not in this room.
Can I go over and check Codeine?
You can, yeah.
Gingerly make my way over to her.
What'd you call me?
Now that I'm not concerned with Festivus anymore, I'm gonna pick her up and bring her back with me.
Okay.
Because I'm not so sure she's dead yet. And I just want her to. I want to keep an eye on her if she's gonna, revive.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Does Aratir come back into the room with Codeine?
Aratir, you all look and see Aratir coming back into the room holding the body of Codeine. Talazar, you have fallen numerous rooms down. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
I also have slow fall. So I just realized there I have slow fall at this point.
Cool.
So let me see here.
Monk in the
Slow
streets,
fall.
monk in the yeet.
I can use my reaction to reduce any fall. Yeah, so I can use my reaction when I fall to reduce any falling damage by 25 points.
That's grand. So just roll a dexterity saving throw for me just for a sec.
Yeah. 17.
You fall about 3 rooms down. The crackling energy all around you streaking out as you fly past. You extend your staff, and just in the doorway on the 3rd room, your staff catches across the door frame, and you hold yourself. And within a minute or so, the wind blowing, buffeting you as you're holding on, the spider starts to right itself, and you fall gingerly to the floor and kind of pick yourself up. You don't take any damage. And you kind of step up and brush yourself off as the spider starts to right itself up, and you're standing on your 2 feet.
So, how far away from the main room am I?
You've moved 3 rooms. Each room is about 60 feet across, so you're about 180 feet away from everyone else. 180 to 200 feet.
So I can move 90 feet around.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's no
If I use
rounds
my
here at
action.
the moment, so you're.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So every 12 seconds I can move 90 feet basically.
Okay.
So within 30 seconds I can be back in the room now.
Grand. So, Ogun, you're attacking Norman.
I am full with rage. This is getting flashbacks that I'm not able to, things in my head that I'm not used to. I'm just going to charge at him, jump on him, and let the Wolverine just rip and bite if I can.
Okay, so roll to attack.
Or if there's a window open in here, the anger, I'll call the lightning to nuke him as I jump.
There's no window, but
right. So I don't have a.
You've an unarmed strike, so if you're just doing your unarmed strike, if you're just clawing at him, you have unarmed strike. So it's a plus. So it's equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. So your strength modifier is a 3. So you're
oh my
rolling,
God!
You're rolling to hit, right? So
did you just roll that?
No, that was an 18 plus. Hang on a sec. Yeah, because unarmed strike, I get my.
So that's bonus. Just a hit, okay? So damage is just you deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1 plus your strength modifier. Your strength modifier is plus 2, so you do 3 damage.
Yeah.
So Ogun is on top of Norman at this point, just like and just clawing into him. And Norman, you getting scraped across the face, and it gouges into your mottled skin.
Oh, if I didn't already have rabies, I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah, and you take 3 points of damage as Ogun is pretty much on you and on your kind of clawing at your face. Yep. You hear in your minds a wry chuckle emanating from the elder brain of Quaval as it just like you're all turning against each other. This is quite entertaining.
None of us were fuck it, get off. None of us were buddies as it began with.
Can I pop over to where Aratir has Codeine?
Yeah.
Is she still holding her, or has she laid her down?
I'll have laid her down by this point.
Yeah, Loran kind of looks at Aratir and is like, she was doing it for good reason, you know.
I'm sure it was. I just think it was a really fucking drastic move.
If you don't mind, I can check if she's stable, and I do have cure wounds. We might have been a bit rash.
I would really appreciate that, Loran.
Cody, I need you to do a death saving throw real quick.
Let's do this.
Just before Cody gets or Loran does this, because the time has elapsed. The time is going, so it has to happen after a certain amount of time.
Right.
Okay. Oh, they don't have a button for that. I just have to roll a d20. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Do it now.
It's a 7.
That's a fail. So you're down to 1 death saving throw. Loran, what are you about to do?
1.
I kneel down to Codeine, and he just kind of runs a hand over, kind of gently, her hair, and definitely looks like he's about to cast Cure Wounds until he grabs her hair, pulls her hair back, and sticks his dagger in her throat and looks right at the brain.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Codeine is dead. Full on critical hit. Dead. Gone.
What the fuck, Loran?
And that is where we're going to end this month's episode of Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons.
Fucking need a point after that.
Full on deception and murder in the ranks.
No,
I'm not surprised. But
Did you know
okay.
Kim was gonna kill Codeine?
I knew.
Wayne?
So knew it.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
No,
Oh,
I just
Cody
had
would
like
know.
this thing where I was like, okay, according to that conversation, like this might work. So
Yeah.
Like, does anyone think it's just because Naomi has moved to Glasgow and has probably heard the phrase "does been a morta" like 19,000 times since she got there?
Yeah, it's our first character death. It's
Wow.
that was
By
dramatic.
another player's hands.
Imposing.
It's even worse.
That's crazy stuff.
Although, look, we had the arc. Did you see what I rolled during that session?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was the dice were not
I
your
love you
friend.
very, very, very much, and that was some rad times.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Naomi, that was so fun.
I have no
God.
idea what's going on.
That's a curveball and a half. We hope you have been entertained, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ.
This is my new arc of Yandere, Laran. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's it. There's a fuck. There's
I already know what I'm doing.
battle axe heading for your head now. Next session, Lauren.
This is full on intergroup, and Codeine has moved on to the next plane.
Moved on.
Yeah.
Off she goes.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Like, look at my face. My character has just died, and look at my face. That's how much fun that was. It was so nice.
Good.
Say, am I bothered? Look at my face. Am I bothered? Am I bothered?
Oh my
okay,
god.
Folks, this has been Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons.
It has.
If you want to enter in to win this copy of Candlekeep Mysteries, thanks to Dublin City Comics, please answer the question: what famous coast in the world of D&D in the Forgotten Realms can you find the Candlekeep Library?
The Ivory Coast. I'm just yelling out real coasts.
Just random
now.
coasts.
Yeah. The Amalfi Coast.
Put your answers below in the comments and share this video on social media, tagging Irish
Share
Pubcast.
it, or else you won't be.
Congratulations to Creative Designs, who was the winner of our Tasha's Code of Everything. We will reach out to you and get an address to send this to. Folks, this has been Pubcast Plays Dungeons and Dragons, a highly dramatic episode. Who knows where it's going to go from here? Yeah. Who knows where it's going to go from here? We have no clue. So, folks, thank you for joining us. We will see you on the next session. Have a good one.